We are kinda back. I'm out of focus, but welcome back to Bearded Ramblings, episode 79. We're almost out of the 70s. Soon we will be free of that disastrous number 7 and on to 8, which looks like a curvy woman, and I approve.
Excellent.
Damn right. Um,
King
The king has
lives.
arrived.
The
um,
king lives, bitches.
we are joined, as always, by Krendar, by
Hello.
long time guest, many times changing of names, currently Devil Luca. That's the name. Devil Luca Jinx.
That's the name, and he's
Also,
sticking
Lev,
with it.
you are not one to talk about people constantly changing their names, Mister.
Well, listen. If I kept going by my birth name, Raul Mendez, I'd be wanted by half of South America. Okay, I had to make that
fair
deal.
point.
Wait, you're Mexican?
Well, on my grandfather my grandfather's mother's side, but that was before the coup.
Well, it certainly doesn't
coup.
sound Irish, does it?
The coup. Oh, there's a story there.
I would, but my handlers are looking at me. And anyway, we're also joined by Cole, also known as Egghead, a name you probably all know very well. Name we've been wanting to get on for a while now.
Yeah, welcome.
How long you been trying to get me on here?
Probably since episode 1, we've been tossing your name out. I even actually took asked you what.
goodness.
Yeah, I think
Damn.
I asked early on, and I don't think he ever got back to me. So I was like, okay, whatever.
I gotcha.
But anyway,
Well, now
I
we're
didn't
here.
get the message. Who
Now we're
knows?
here.
now
Yeah,
we're
You can
all.
finally just mark this off the bucket list.
I'm right.
Exactly.
Now we just need to get Mila Khalifa on and Donald Trump at the
Oh,
same
now
time.
you're talking about a
and-
good time.
Yeah.
Hey, Khalifa, sign me up, Chief.
I like how I also said Donald Trump, and you were just so focused on
That'd be a
Mila
weird
that you.
I mean, granted, he'd be entertaining as shit to interact with, but I'd still be like, man, this motherfucker.
I know, right?
This fucker.
I think Mila would have a few choice words to say
Seriously.
to him.
Oh, she would.
Um.
She would.
That'd be funny.
Oh, did you see her rebrand? By the way, she's now I think like a TikToker or something, and or just a sole Instagrammer, and the outfit
I'm
she's
not
using.
even sure who she is.
Let me bring this up.
I've heard the name before, but I don't remember why. Is she an actress, a singer, or
She was a
what?
porn star that turned into like a
Activist or something.
See, this is why I respect Sasha Grey a bit more, because she's just straight up like a Twitch/YouTuber now.
Dude,
Like,
she made a
gave up
movie about a version of her life. Former pornographic actress and webcam. I would.
There's a phrase you don't hear very often. Lebanese porn actor.
Yeah.
Well, she's Lebanese American, like her parents were Lebanese. But
I think that's a little bit haram. Does she keep
Obviously
the headscarf on while she's doing it?
Well, as you can see, no, but I guarantee there is an episode.
Damn.
Nudity, I tell you
My
what.
good lord, look
only
at them
thing she's
milk
wearing.
chugs.
And no one could see them but us, just in case you thought I was that incompetent. I am, but I haven't been drinking, so.
Wait, we're dealing with a sober low energy?
I'm literally just awake. Yeah. Where's the outfit?
Look, he sounds strange to me.
Look at that outfit.
That
is weird.
An
right?
interesting design choice.
I'll tell you what it reminds
me. I like some of her other look, though.
I like what it highlights. You know.
So this is her.
I like the ones where she's got her glasses on.
Yeah, she's got.
She does have that hot school teacher look to her, doesn't she? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She's actually librarian. Yeah. Like she was
not
like
really school teacher so much as like a senior student or librarian or something, maybe. Yeah.
Hot poet.
Old, but...
So does this mean that the Great Library of Alexandria was actually like Alexandria is just literally her vagina? Is that what we're getting at here now?
That was a bit of a leap, but I like where it landed. So yes.
It was a leap of faith, but it landed well.
I'll tell you what this reminds me of. Do you remember in the early Sonic games, it was all like cute, like all squares and a checkerboard at the base of the
Oh, I
map?
remember like the bonus stages. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember like when you were
There was
it all had
that.
like the fisheye lens and you were following Sonic around? It had that sort of effect.
Yeah. Her
That her tits are the
right
Sonic
now
bonus
her
stage.
boobs are right now her boobs are a Sonic bonus level.
Like I said, I think the outfit is weird as shit, but I like what it's illustrating.
Right. She's yeah, she's come a long way from coming a lot, basically. Um
Ha!
she does a lot of podcasts. She often shows up next to like Philip DeFranco and the like. I think she actually co-hosted his show at one point. I think she's been on Joe Rogan a good couple of times before Joe completely went,
I'm thinking,
"Hey, let's talk
question:
about everything that's not cool."
Why why did she feel the need to demand that people respect her rebrand?
I don't know.
Why
I
did
don't
this
like it,
statement need to be made?
and you can't demand that. People will or they won't. I
Sounds a
mean,
bit douchey.
yeah,
Right.
don't be a dick about the fact that she used to suck one. But other than that, you know,
I mean, go
like
ahead.
who cares? No, I mean like but you know, don't be a dick about that. But you know, you can still say yes. I remember watching her porn back in the day. That's all you can say. Like obviously, people will put two and two together and go like, oh, you used to jack off to her. So what? It was literally her job. Like she's
Yeah.
she
And
wouldn't.
that's I was gonna say that's why I respect Sasha Grey because like she's been playing Elden Ring and there's a couple of horror games that she's been playing, um like for Twitch and YouTube and whatnot, and she's kind of rebranded herself as well, but she's not demanded anything from
No,
anybody. And
I did like the movie
from
that
the
she made. That was a good film. Where it was a version of
was it
her life.
oh, okay. I like to think about the Pirates of the Caribbean parody that she was a part of, but
No, it
we
was an
won't talk
actual
about
movie.
that. We won't talk
Yeah.
about that. But anyways, yeah, no, like Sasha Grey, I respect the shit out of her for doing that. But yeah, if you're demanding respect after you came out of porn, it's like it sounds like you're ashamed yourself, like for doing what
Yeah.
you did, even though like you're probably making some good bank. Even though I know the
Which you
porn
shouldn't be,
industry
because
isn't.
there's nothing wrong with doing porn.
Absolutely
No,
not.
there is
We
absolutely
had
nothing wrong
we
with
had
being a
an
sex worker
OnlyFan girl
at
on
all.
just last week on this show. Luna.
Yeah,
She
she
makes
was
it.
cool too.
I'm right, she was. Um,
But
and she's not the only one
this
we've had.
but seeing that like please respect Mia Khalifa, whatever. If like that's actually her saying it herself, then it sounds like she's genuinely ashamed of what she did, and she just doesn't
I
want to
mean,
be
we've had at
recognized
least
for that.
we've
And
had at
there's no
least two,
shame
as
in
far as I'm
being a
aware.
porn actor. There's no shame at all. Like you gotta pay your bills. You gotta make ends meet. I
Right.
get it. Everybody else gets it. I mean, the fucking high moral Christians are gonna be all like, "Oh, how dare you get into the porn industry?" Well, fucking screw them. You gotta pay bills. You gotta make ends meet. You gotta support yourself. Like,
Here's a quote from her.
do what you gotta
I
do.
was made to feel ashamed about getting recognized in public when I was with someone who wasn't in the public eye. That's again seems like something you had to deal with. Like that was you putting two together and making shame. You could have been like, I'm fucking this person, or we're literally just friends, or you could have just ignored them. Like this comes with the territory. You're not just a porn star. You're a famous porn star and an influencer now.
Well,
So
you're a public figure, yeah.
yeah, it comes with the territory. You don't. Now, here's the thing. It does say a lot about the people who are talking to you if they go like, I want to fuck you in the ass. You know, like that guy over there probably has never fucked anyone in the ass, and
Right.
or anyone else for that matter. He goes home and he cries. But you know, so if you're on, let's say, a podcast getting interviewed, and someone goes, "Yeah, I remember watching a movie of yours years ago," and she goes like, "Actually, I don't want you to talk about that." And if I was that person, I'd be like, "Well, I am." Like, and I thought it was good. And if you want, we can move on. Like, it would just ruin the mood. It would be confrontational for no reason. Because
Exactly.
hopefully you'd be in a position where no one would be judging you for it. Like, who'd go on like who'd go on a conservative podcast and then be like, "You sold your soul to the devil," and oh no, that made me feel bad. What the fuck were you on this show in the first place for? Like, You knew what you were getting into, but I guarantee people are just gonna white knight her, not understanding that she has the right to say this, but no one has the right to follow it. If I ever had a word to her, I'd be like, oh hey, yeah, I've known some of your work, and I really think you're cool. It's just, you know, I don't I don't really watch your stuff nowadays. And you're like, oh, because I still have my clothes on. Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Well, I mean,
Jesus.
my thing with like celebrities, like if I ran into them, the temptation to like approach them and talk to them or whatever, that would be present 100%. But like for somebody like Mia Khalifa or Sasha Grey that I mentioned earlier, like I wouldn't really approach them and talk to them about their porn business or whatever the fuck it is, because I'm
Oh, I
like,
don't mean like cross the street to talk to them. No, no, no. But like if you're
oh,
in a
okay.
conversation with them, like if you actually like if you talk, like I would actually open saying like, oh, I saw you on Put Up the Franco a while back. I thought you were really fun.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Yeah,
But I would
just
eventually, if we were talking about their career long enough, I'd be like, I've been watching you since your porn days. That's
well, I
technically
mean,
bringing it up, but like if you just left it there, it wouldn't be the end of the world. But if she's that freaked out, like what you said, if she's that like self-conscious about it, that's her problem. Like
Mhm.
I don't know why she'd have to
like yeah, I do think that Mia Khalifa should own that shit, because that's a sign of liberation, given
mm,
how fucking back-ass towards the Middle East is with this kind of stuff. So I think
Yep.
she should fucking own this. This should be a sign of liberation for herself. And hey, if she wants to get out of the porn industry and like move on to other things, hey, more power to her. By all means, do what you got to do to make your life happy. Be happy. By all means,
absolutely.
but don't be ashamed
Yeah.
of your own. Don't be ashamed of you taking agency of your own body, doing work, making shitloads of money off of it. Take no shame from that. You have no reason to be ashamed of yourself.
Anyway, let's
And this extends to anybody that's in like a sexual
ooh,
medium.
forget sexual. What if you're feeling ashamed that you worked in Burger King? It's the same
Well, in that
logic.
case, you should.
Well, then again, you're working at Burger King. Like
Exactly.
that better be some temporary shit to hold you over until you find something better to just get daddle on
Yeah.
out of that crap.
That's temporary until you can move up to a position at Wendy's instead.
Then you change your name and you get plastic surgery.
Well, if you're looking at Wendy's, okay, that's actually an upgrade in general, because
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wendy's is great.
They always bring
I'm
the
in-
sass
A&W maybe.
and the savageness in their tweets.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, whoever
I don't know
runs
who's in
their
charge of the
Twitter,
Wendy's Twitter, but they are pure fire.
they are the MVP of Twitter
Oh,
to this day.
before I go on, I suppose we should do our standard chill. If throughout the night you are so inclined, we have ourselves a stream goal. It is aiming towards the trip to New York in January, where I hope to meet some of you amazing pahapo. I also do just random stuff for a few days for my birthday. And of course, Krendar gets a cut of anything we make tonight, if we are so inclined. Otherwise, like, share, and subscribe. Twitter, Discord, and we got our guest links in the doobly-doo down there too. So, now, onwards, because
Just as a quick primer for anybody who's not familiar with translating LEV to English, the doobly-doo is the description.
I'm not the only one who uses doobly-doo, by the way.
I use doobly-doo every now and again.
Yep.
Feel free to use doobly-doo. I'm just throwing that out there if we got anybody new who doesn't know.
That's fair.
Doobly-doos are gonna doobly-doo.
Yep.
It's
You gotta do
our
what you
local slang.
doobly-doo.
You get to share like the doobly-doos.
The doobly-doos, now.
Tighty.
What?
Hoity-toity.
So this is from Taffy. What the fuck is wrong with Michael Grove? Michael Gove.
It's what some people immediately thought that it did. It is an example of some commentators chasing their own tails and trying to take a statement that is commonsensical, turning it into a major capital letters, a big news story, and in fact, when the Treasury quite rightly say, calm down.
Drugs.
I'm sorry, what?
Drugs. I think maybe
the
did it.
subtitles are letting you know when he's putting on a voice.
Yeah, I know, right?
Calm
That was
down.
By the way, that was distracting as shit. I mean, it was funny, but it was distracting as shit.
Is an example of some commentators chasing their own tails and trying to take a statement that is commonsensical, turning it into a major capital letters,
American accent.
a big news story.
His accent sucks. I can do a better American accent than that. Jesus Christ. Like, what the hell?
And in fact, when the Treasury quite rightly say, calm down.
Calm down.
Was he trying to sound like Mark Wahlberg for a second?
What?
No.
No. We went to the same place.
Yeah.
All right, let's get.
Well, I can answer the question. What the fuck is Michael Gove? What the fuck is wrong with him is that his fucking accents suck.
They do. He's also far more animated than I normally see.
Also,
aside from that, I'm a little
who is
confused.
Michael Gove? Who
I was
is
gonna
he?
say, just before answering that question, I'm a little confused at why this tweet exists. Like, why is somebody asking what's wrong with this guy?
Like, yeah, his accents suck, but
Oh, here we go.
inherently wrong in what
UK
he
Minister
said.
Michael Gove criticized using silly voice in interview.
Is it because he normally doesn't
He's a minister in the
do that and people are
UK. Okay.
confused? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, like he was. It's very unminister-like to have in the UK the idea of politicians still have this veneer of like you need to be prim and proper, like you have to talk like this. So anyone who goes a little bit,
Fuck that.
They had the largest empire in the world. They still haven't gotten over the fact it's all gone. Like they live in the ruins of their ancestors. And they think, oh well, this is how. No, seriously, I remember talking to an English guy once, and he was pissed off because a news reporter at one point while doing it had like a funny hat on for a joke, and he was like, "Oh come on, when you're reading the news, I'm not going to take you seriously. If you're going to act like us, no, you're meant to act like you've been trained for a few years." And I was like, dude, it was a one-off gimmick for April Fool's Day. Like what he wore a silly hat, and he was like, oh. This is so off-putting. I can't understand what's going on in Iraq right now while he's talking like this.
Like the dude made fun of American accents, and like everybody and their mother makes fun of America, and in some cases rightfully so, because we deserve to be made fun of because we're the biggest goddamn bully in the schoolyard. But like, really, you're getting onto him for his quote bad accents, and come on.
That's UK for you.
Like, you got news reporters spreading misinformation that's telling people the wrong goddamn thing, but you're not talking shit about that now, are you?
Oh, I didn't.
That's a thing I know. I was raised by Scouts. Thank you very much.
Oh.
I mean, they still live under the rule of Her Majesty.
Not for much longer. She can't even go.
Save the queen.
She can't even go to open. She can't even go to open Parliament. Charles had to do it.
I think she definitely is on her last leg. I don't think if she makes it to 2023, that'll be a miracle.
I'm checking my watch, waiting for the fucking queen to keel over. And not that I wish death upon her. I think she's a fantastic human being because she was a badass in World War II and all that shit. But I'm telling you, she's it's
ticking.
Ticking. See this? Like, do take it seriously because he is talking about serious stuff, housing and benefits, and people are thinking he's mocking. Yeah, he's basically thinking that they're mocking him.
People spread lies and misinformation, and nobody's fucking talking shit or anything like that. But somebody's sarcastic, and everybody loses their fucking mind. Oh,
yeah. Well, that's England for you. The nanny
it's like
state.
The Joker had a fucking point in The Dark Knight.
Well, here's the thing with England. England is very sarcastic all the time, but they usually do dry sarcasm and not over the top.
Yeah,
sarcasm.
Dry sarcasm in the UK is that happens all the time in the Lords as well. Not the Lords, the Commons, and they'll just say something. Well, the right honourable minister for Derby and Wankershire, I don't fucking care. Has a good point. One would think that he knows a little bit too much about the finances of his county. You'll start
Shit, he
slamming
knows
their
too much. Take him out.
a little nod towards the idea that maybe he's on the take. That's the sort of thing that they expect their British politicians to do. In reality, no, they're fucking people. They're going to be dorky sometimes. So what?
Reminds me of the snide comments that Johnny Depp's been making at the opposing lawyer.
That's a good example of it. Yeah.
The mega pint comment.
Yeah, mega pint. I want whatever that. I do want that. Yeah, I want that huge glass of wine. I'll have it for stream. That's probably good.
I'm just loving the hell out of Depp during this trial. He's been amazing.
I can't wait for him to win.
Throwing smelted metal in the air and smacking it with a shovel. It means the show.
The other day of people doing it with their bare hands.
Oh yeah, I've seen that too.
What's your rejection?
Hold on.
Why do I feel like I'm watching an episode of Squid Game?
Woo!
Jesus.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool.
Holy crap.
Copyright. I just realized copyright.
Yeah.
we can admire it in the style.
Ooh, look at the pretty colors.
Great enemy felled. Kratos should get that joke.
Woo!
This is like the joke about you always see those jokes about how hardcore Russia is. The people doing this in Russia are doing it with their bare hands, and these guys have hazmat suits on.
In Mother Russia, you hit stuff with bare hands.
Mother,
yeah. When he smacked the thing with the shovel or whatever, like gold crap, sprinkled everywhere. It's like when you kill a boss in Elden Ring, like great enemy felled.
Yeah.
So
NFTs.
now let me read this, because there's a little bit of a they've not only been losing huge amounts, but there's been like small individual stories of people losing and big sort of collapses. But this one in particular tells me something extra weird. Some were charged for real estate sales. They were trying to sell virtual real estate for your NFTs. Don't know how that works. Don't know why you'd think it'd be worth money. But people have lost millions, because who would you sell these to?
Yacht Club.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that everyone hates these stupid things.
The NFT.
What is the point of these things?
310 million.
Money. That's the only point.
The sale generate far more traffic than expected on the Ethereum blockchain. Increased traffic resulted in Ethereum gas fees of up to 14,000 for some users and failed transactions. Charge passes on user to compensate, because you're basically when you use NFTs, sometimes you're actually charged for the energy requirement to create them. So they were charged up to 14,000 to create a JPEG that you're then meant to sell, and after you buy it. And as you can imagine, it's been a failing purchase. We're still charged the energy costs. User paid 165 million in gas fees during the sale of other side's poorly developed smart contract. Here's the actual trailer for it. The other side. This is going to advertise it. FOMO.
But I swear.
Oh, they're making a Bored Ape game?
No, this is oh, maybe actually, I don't know.
Yeah, this looks like a new Monkey Island game.
Do not insult Monkey Island like that.
There is a new Monkey Island
game. Aren't they coming out with a Monkey Island game?
Yes, they are. They're remastering it. Yep.
And they're even making fun of themselves for saying that they would never do it now that they're doing it.
Yep.
Initially, this made me think of like one of the old Budweiser commercials with the frog saying like Budweiser. I'm just like, what the fuck am I watching?
Like, now, if I didn't already know about Bored Apes, I might be almost tempted to think this trailer looks mildly interesting, but since it's connected to Bored Apes, I'm just concerned.
Never, if you see that ape, you run. Except for this stream.
Yeah.
Like, share, and subscribe on this stream.
I've seen that stupid ape monkey all over the internet. It's like, what the hell even is this crap?
Oh God, did you see Square Enix in preparation for making tons of money on NFTs? They sold the rights to Deus Ex and Tomb Raider, and then they made no money back.
To be more specific, they sold their ownership of the development studios that make them and own them.
Because they thought
they got like 300 million for selling, I think, 3 or 4 development studios. Like it's a tiny amount of money.
If they would pay attention to the motherfucking market, they would realize that, oh, hey, maybe investing in these NFTs isn't such a great idea after all. They should fucking get away
It's
from
not really. It's not really entirely because of NFTs. It's because they keep complaining that the sales of Tomb Raider and Deus Ex and Thief are not making as much money as they wanted. They're like, oh, we only made like $80 million on this game. We're disappointed with that.
Yeah, it's
so they're just dumping. They're dumping studios that they don't really like, anyways.
Here's a great example of how fucked up the game market is right now. When GTA was launched, it was the biggest opening launch for any media product ever in human history, and they still considered it an original failure because their profits demanded more. The same with the EA games whenever they're released, like like the Star Wars Battlefront games. They constantly say that they don't make the money because they
make up a number in their head that they want to make, and if it doesn't make that number that they assumed,
yeah, because the investors,
yes, but also a lot of these gaming companies are working on the short term because they want to appease investors for quarterly earnings to say like, hey, we released a product, it did well in that quarter, so we're good to go, right? And the investors like, yeah, you made your money, so cool. And then the quarter after, it's like, the money's gone, but it's okay because we got another thing coming. It's going to be fine. And that's why a lot of AAA games are dog shit because they just rely on the monetization, the live service.
It's not designed for the games at this point now. It's designed for the investors. Yeah.
Yeah.
And as we eagerly await for the next GTA game.
And we'll buy it up.
Elden Ring comes in and says, fuck that entire schema. I'm gonna show you motherfuckers why you're all wrong, and I'm gonna make a successful game that's probably gonna be Game of the Year of 2022. And you can go fuck yourselves.
Oh, you mean the new game they're gonna obsess over for the next 20 years?
Yeah. Let me solo her.
God, they clung on to Skyrim for way too long.
I'd like to beg to differ that was the greatest game ever made, and you, Krendar, are just a hater who does not like good quality content. Now look at this dragon flying upside down while I mod the game so it's barely playable.
By the way, speaking of Let Me Solo Her, Egghead, have you seen some of the crazy fan art of that character?
It's so weird.
I have.
So weird.
Oh, I have. The gender bent version of him.
Oh no,
that was pretty good. But I've seen some just outright actual porn of the two of those people.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure there's like Rule 34 of Melania and Let Me Solo Her. You know,
I still like the fact that Let Me Solo Her was just doing a cosplay of an existing character in the game already.
Oh yeah, Alexander.
An actual. Like, there's an actual summon you can get in the game.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Guy with the pot on the head.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot their name, but you're right.
Shall we talk about the shampoo witch in the room? Andy Dick arrested for felony sexual battery on a...
Oh no, not him.
Yeah, Andy. I have not actually seen the footage. Last night I was on... Well, actually this morning I was on the wood with Pitmonk, and... he was saying, "Did you see Andy Dick got arrested?" And I'm like, I saw
the entire thing last night on DP. They talked about it. It's like, oh my god.
So,
let's find out.
Enlighten me. Who is Andy Dick? Who is
really? No,
terrible failed actor. That's who.
80s, 90s TV, crappy movies. Pauly Shore, sort of Andy Dick.
Okay, I thought this was the guy that was. No, that's Ezra. I was thinking of the guy that's been acting as.
He hasn't had a relevant career in like 10 or more years, and
you would think of the Flash. Yeah.
He's terrible, and he always has been.
Yeah, we'll definitely show
And he always will be.
If you haven't seen the Shampoo Witch scene again, I can always just play our test widget. If anyone subscribes, we will get this beauty.
She's the Shampoo Witch. The Shampoo Witch.
For anyone at home, our guests wouldn't have been able to see it. I can show the clip, but this was actually on Captain Content's thing when this happened.
It's the only funny thing Andy Dick has ever done in his life.
He's also friends with Trumpster Bob, because of course he is.
Of course he is. That tells you about the quality of his character.
So this is live on the.
You don't know.
I was just like in bed right now, and I smelled like certain parts of my body.
In which bed?
In the back room.
In my room, right?
No, but I was in the other RV with Andy, and then
in his bed.
Yeah.
Why?
And then I have no idea. Like not even.
Like, dude, what the fuck? How do you wake up in someone else's bed and not have an idea? Especially if it's next to Andy.
Oh, you know how.
Like in a
yeah.
You know how.
Why did you get in bed with this guy?
The last thing I remember, we were like on the phone with his fiance or something.
Yeah.
And then, like, I wake up, I come here, and then I check myself, and I'm like.
And then the video buffers.
Like I smell parts of myself, and they smell like artificial smells. You know?
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
Did he get roofied?
Oh no.
Did he roofie him?
Possibly worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like he got drugged, and that's how he ended up in bed with him.
Guessing that's Andy over there. So yeah, he was on Captain Content's show, which is also where we saw him with Gucci sniffing her fucking hair. Saying Shampoo Witch. He's currently being kicked out of his house for like the umpteenth time. He has no money except for a little bit of money. He makes some cameos, and probably Captain Content keeps him fed and high. Despite what it says on his IMDb and the like he's actually completely broke. He's openly admitted that he inflated the numbers. He doesn't get residuals for shit, you know. So and what he does get, he pisses away, as we can all see, because he's always fucking loaded as fuck. And he they go by the name of JJ of molesting him in his sleep. Our clip for live stream, sorry, and JJ, the reaction. Yeah, so it's just reclipping. That's what Andy back in the day. Andy does not look that clean shaven now. Let's just say, like he's
if you can believe it, he looks much worse than this now.
There they are outside his. We can just make out Andy, very confused and disheveled. Andy, disheveled is a good word.
Can we avoid using the term "make out" in the same sentence as the name Andy?
Very true.
Ugh, nasty.
His bail was later set to 25,000. He doesn't have 25,000.
He's gonna be in there for a while.
And it won't be the first time either.
Because the assault started on stream.
Oh,
well,
fuck!
No, the assault started on him wearing those shoes because what the fuck are those?
That is literally the least thing worthy of criticism on this man.
Captain.
Literally,
I'm not defending the shoes by saying that, by the way.
This just sounds like a fucking piece
Conant.
of work.
Conant. Good old Captain Conant. Chicken Andy versus Captain Conant. As you do. Captain Conant.
Conant the Barbarian.
I'm guessing, what episode would it be? Because he has all the exact same fucking images.
Well, speaking of that, the whole thing I find funny about this guy calling himself Captain Content is out of all of the stuff I've seen that he puts on, I would not describe any of it as content.
No, it's just, let's put a camera in the corner.
I was at with my thumbnails. Look at this fucking Joker.
Right?
Yeah.
It's the same goddamn thumbnail for him.
Titles are all the same, too.
Billy,
yeah, they are.
Yeah.
You're right.
How do you choose any of them?
Billy says that he's streamed with him a few times and he's planned to stream with Gucci.
He has. We've seen that.
I think he has. Yeah, he has.
We've seen
I'm
him
just,
with him
I'm
at
just
least
like,
once.
I know that Billy did a lot of these IRL streamings. I think.
Yeah,
it was,
back
like,
in the day.
sometime like yeah, like I either like I think it was either during like the COVID years, like the height of it all or something. I can't remember, but yeah, his content was like way better than this. This is like this.
Way better. I love the Zoltan arc, for example. That was some good
Oh
shit.
God.
Or him getting kicked out of
Oh,
the Golden
I
Corral.
love seeing that. I love seeing the Zoltan fight.
I'm trying to.
I love Zoltan charging at him down the street afterwards, like he's a
T-posing.
gorilla.
Quit stalking me, bro.
So all right.
Stalking
So
me.
enlighten me. Who is this clown supposed to be?
Well, this is Captain Contact. He just drives around, or he gets shit faced with a bunch of like other. I wouldn't even call them Z-tubers. There's some people that are just like homeless people that I find on the street. Like other times, it's like actual people with clout. Like I think Destiny's hung out with him a few times, and Keemstar, and they just kind of their content is like I'll just play a little bit of it. They just keep the
It's
camera running.
non-content.
Yeah, they just keep the camera running
They
and
just hang out, drive around, and do nothing.
and get donos for it, which it's on itself it would be
Some
cool.
stupid reason.
Oh, because a lot of times they're like trolls that want to just. I'll actually show the shampoo witch video. That's pretty good.
What this is looking like to me is that it's it's Bang Bros, but without the the nice finish. But at the same time, it's also boring as shit.
It is boring as shit.
What I'm getting
boring,
yeah,
a boring.
And yeah,
photograph.
11,000 fucking people, 11.4 thousand people to be specific, subscribe to this shithead. Like,
Well, that's good. That means
I don't get
well,
it at all.
here's Andy Dick in his current molting form. He's entered his lich stage at this stage.
you don't have
I would
that.
say
Yeah.
he's trash as fuck, but that would be redundant. He's
Yeah.
always trash as fuck these days.
There's Gucci's, a very interesting woman in her own right, and very much a tragic one.
Or ginger.
No.
Quote unquote interesting.
Someone left it in my apartment. I just started watching it because I.
Oh, a guy with dark hair.
How did you come up with that
No,
name?
it was a girl. And she
What?
Okay. With dark hair.
Yeah.
I still don't know who the guy holding the camera is or him, but that's Captain Content there.
With the guitar?
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. But she.
I know because he's got the mustache, the goat.
Yeah.
This is the one time they did something mildly interesting.
And then my friend
use
fucked
head
me.
and shoulders. Never.
Why do you think he's coming back to it? It's like it's short, it's sweet, it gets the point across of who they are.
fucking need it?
Yo, back off my shit, dude.
Look at him just basically fondling Gucci's,
Okay.
who is currently she is currently very fucked up and also a abuse survivor. So she's probably going through like, hey, I don't know what is going on.
So
right now."
what he just did there, what he just did there actually legit pisses me off because that girl there looks a little bit like my sister.
Ugh.
I don't like this shit.
Fucking
Yo,
going Joe Biden.
Kiss me.
telling you,
Lucille's hungry.
Yeah.
Lucille is thirsty.
Or your blood.
But even in spite of like her looking like my sister, having similarities to my sister, or whatever, regardless, the way that he was looking at her and like kind of cooing up to her, disgusting motherfucker.
Yep.
Well, as far as we can tell, he didn't do anything to Gucci's, but as we've seen, JJ, on the other hand, wait for it, give us it. Come on, dig the damn line. Shampoo.
Here it comes.
so trash.
Yeah.
When I destroy you, and I'm gonna fucking destroy your whole existence and everything else that ever existed. Nothing else gonna exist after I fucking come upon you and nuke you.
She's the shampoo witch. The shampoo witch. The shampoo witch. Be afraid of her.
So
He just gives off the bad. He just gives off creeper vibes, man.
He is a
Yeah,
creeper.
he
It's
does.
been established. This isn't the first
yeah,
time
I
he's
know.
creeped on someone. He's just...
So I want to say I think both of
Straight
them
back.
are like drugged out on some kind of weird
Yeah,
shit or whatever.
Andy,
Oh, yeah, they're
well,
out of
she's just drunk.
But
Like,
Andy Dick is a creepy motherfucker, and I legit wish I had like a real baseball bat with actual barbed wire, because I would beat the holy fuck out of his
well,
skull.
he is going to go to.
If he creeped on my sister like that, oh, I would beat the fuck out of him.
Like,
I
he.
join with this.
Like,
Can I join with this, please?
Oh, absolutely. Let's go, buddy. We'll tag team this motherfucker.
Oh, come on! A light breeze would knock him down in the state he's in. You don't need to tag team. That's just
Actually,
overkill.
you know what? Screw Lucille. Screw the lightsaber or whatever the hell you just pulled out. I'd
It was a
beat
lightsaber.
him with my goddamn fist.
With the fiend Bray Wyatt gloves.
Yeah, you noticed.
Oh, I noticed when I first saw it, I was like, that's the fiend Bray Wyatt gloves. I'm wearing this.
CM Punk.
Yeah, the AEW CM Punk shirt. The
Oh!
AEW CM Punk.
Is Krendar back yet?
Nope.
He should be. No, he's not. He was gone. Holy shit.
he's that.
When you go do something.
Yeah, he said he'd have to go out and get something. I want to show him someone new that we found. Well, I found just randomly.
Who is this?
She's as far as I can tell, she's a comedian out of Scotland, and she's, I don't know, I like her very passive aggressiveness, but I gotta wait till Krenda gets back before playing it.
So I don't know if any of you have seen True Blood, but she looks like a really sad, depressed, and overweight version of a character named Jessica from True Blood. Now, I'm not saying she's overweight, because she just might be a bigger lady, and there's nothing wrong with that. But
probably that my sexuality.
She always plays different roles. This time she's being a very prim and proper sort of
vampire. Has anything to do with my diet. You know, I don't think who I fall in love with should have any bearing on whether or not I choose to drink the blood of the innocents. And I can find that quite offensive. It's hard enough finding actual lesbians to date. Why would I spend all my time trying to seduce the straight daughter of a wealthy nobleman? It's a waste of time for everyone. I mean, I've learned the hard way that most of these young women end up with the straight guy, you know? As curious as they seem at the time. Once bitten, twice shy, you know what I mean? Crochet, I do roller derby.
Mind you, so many lesbians I know in real life.
Wildlife to the pond in the park. People see two female vampires together and they think, oh, that looks sexy and fun all the time. Well, it's not. It's not fun all the time, okay? Because some people's partners choose to put the dish towels and your clothes in the same washing load. When you live in a big drafty old castle, a chiffon negligee is not going to cut it, okay? You need a heavy-duty M&S dressing gown or nothing. No, I don't hate men because I'm a lesbian. I hate them because they're constantly trying to kill me by driving a stake through my heart in a very sexualized manner. It can be upsetting, you know, if I'm out and about with my partner and people start yelling, oh, bite her, you know. I'm not there for your objectification, we're just trying to have a nice night at the garden centre. The hardest thing is I miss a lot of daytime activities that the community has, so you know, I've missed 10 women's marches, I've missed every dungarees sale every clothes shop has ever had. Male vampires are the worst because they love to do really bad puns about your victims, you know, stuff like, will you be dining with us this evening, or will you be eating out? Come on, mate, you're 402, get it together. It's absolutely not I only feed people.
Come on, mate, you're 402.
You're a male, for example, and I'm
this lady's great.
This reminded me. That reminded
good
me
ending.
of like an interview scene of what we do in the shadows.
All right, Lev, we know. I think we know the next person we have to invite on the podcast.
Ooh, yeah. Let's see which ones jumps out at you. Otherwise, I've got a really good one about us.
George
Hold on.
Orwell reads his hate mail.
Now, J.R. Tolkien tells C.S. Lewis about his new character.
Wait.
That one strikes.
Oh, okay, that's good too.
So, Jack,
I
I
wish
hear
it
you have
was-
something to tell me. I hear you've got something to tell me. You first. I've based one of my Narnia characters on you. On me, eh? What's he like? He's a professor. He's very old and wise, but not too old. And everyone's always looking up to him, asking him for advice. He always gives out lovely wisdoms and knows just what to do. Oh, well, thank you, Jack. That's very generous of you. Oh, anything for a friend. But what were you going to tell me? Oh, I also based a character on you. You did? What's he
Lord.
like? Oh, he's he's a tree. Tree. Like a wood nymph or a green man of the forest.
Tree bean.
No, he's a talking tree.
I was not
He's a
expecting
very
that.
boring, dull, goes on and on. Doesn't break. May I read it? Yep. Yep, go ahead.
That friendship's ruined.
You got me down to a T.
He's a tree.
Absolutely nailed it. That is me. I do that. I do all of that. Another round? Yes, please. Mervyn Peake's coming in soon, and I have to break it to him that I base Galadriel on him.
Oh my god.
Yo, she's
has-
good.
She has
She
excellent
is
comedic
good.
timing.
God, if you think you can
Really
handle
has
it, we
timing
got
down.
this. Drunk Scott gives Shakespeare the idea. Nah, the accent would be too high. Passive aggressive police
No,
interrogator.
go back up and do the hate mail.
Right, where's
Or George Orwell reads his hate mail.
Dear Mr.
Yeah.
Orwell, I was reading your book 1984 and couldn't help but notice you wrote it in 1948. What a crazy coincidence. Dear Mr. Orwell, my name's Chloe. I'm a TV producer and we absolutely love your work. We were hoping you might like to appear in the next series of Big Brother.
Good lord.
Dear George, I have to say I hate your recent work. It's much too gloomy and political. I much preferred your earlier stuff, like that farm book. When can we see more animal stuff? Maybe a story about a giraffe and a lion who fall out, or a polar bear and a penguin who make friends? Dear Eric, you still owe me $10 for that lunch we had in Barcelona. I'm enclosing a barracuda I caught off the coast of Florida. Hope it doesn't go up in the post. Yours, Hemingway. Off in the post? Oh! It went off in the post. Dear Mr. Orwell, I would like to
Don't
coin
send
with
fish
your
in the
permission,
mail.
a new phrase,
Right.
Orwellian, to mean one who always looks like shit. I mean really awful, on the point of death constantly. Oh, a telegram. Orwell, stop. You dirty son of a bitch, stop. Don't think I won't get you back for this, stop. You better watch out, stop. Chaplin, stop. P.S. Why not see my latest film, stop. Yeah, fuck you, Chaplin. Dear Mr. Orwell, you were right. Everything you wrote about in 1984 is slowly coming true. Multiple different types of people can use multiple different types of public toilets. There's no such thing as rights anymore. Remember writing about that? Also, my clock is now striking 13, although that may be because I'm using 24-hour time. We do hope you'll consider this offer, as we'd love to have you on Big Brother. Other celebrities who have appeared on the show include Preston, Jackie Stallone, and H from Steps. H from Steps? Dear Mr. Orwell, this is going to sound crazy, but go with me on this. Did you know that something in Russia happened that was really similar to your farm book? Did they get the idea from you? Dear Mr. Blair, please find enclosed a cheque for your latest contributions to BBC programming valued at £0 and 0 pence. Well, that's more than last time.
They send
Oh,
you a
that's
bill
one of the
last
last
time?
time.
She's good.
Yo, she is good. She is really good.
There was one she did about a tour guide in the Scottish Parliament that I really like, because it's very sort of, she has no life left in her, and she's like, over there is the pits where we throw a lot of the ministers in, where they get to see unspeakable horrors. Fun for the whole family. Over there, you get a gift shop where you can get a pen. It has Scottish Parliament on the side of it. Doesn't that sound like fun?
Exciting.
Here we go.
we need her on this show. She's awesome.
Oh,
The
yeah, I heard about this on the radio this morning.
yes.
I heard
I'm
about
looking
this
forward.
morning.
Ooh,
Yeah, I'm looking forward to
interesting.
this. Because it isn't just they're making a sequel. It's that they're actually like bringing the original director and cast.
I love the
So-
face that guy's pulling as he points at the camera. He's just like,
Is that Hank Azaria?
It looks like
I don't
Lemmy
know.
from Motor. Actually, it looks like Lemmy from Motorhead.
Well, no,
It does.
well,
A little bit. Yeah.
I know Hank's one of the people who did it just before The Simpsons happened. Which is why what I thought was hilarious when they had Spinal Tap in The Simpsons in an old episode, and he got to redo the role. Nah, it was just continue any day goes by. Something saying, why don't you do
That
another
was
one?
Frank. That was Hank's area. That
Yeah.
was him.
For many years, we said nah until we came up with the right idea how to do this. You just don't want to do it. You want to honor the first one. I think at this point now they need to all be like the most sad sort of like has been washed up, all broken up, and then I suppose they all get back together with like for one last show. But they should all have like different levels of drug dependency mess ups. Like I can imagine that they're all like at this point worse than Ozzy is. You know, like they're just wheelchaired in.
No.
Plot will reportedly
That'll be a
center on the
show.
death of British band's manager and his wife, and they inherits a contract that requires them to do one last concert. The bad blood and anger towards Rayner's filmmaker Martin Marty DiBergi, who they feel did a hatchet job with the original documentary. That'll be good because, of course, they'd have seen the original Spinal Tap and be like, "What's this shite?" You know? Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I'm very looking forward to this. Big fan of the original. Which is weird because I'm not a huge lover of music as a rule, but I don't know. I've always loved the sort of biofilms and documentaries and such. Oh God, this is something, I guess. Parasitic worms get sucked into gender bias row amid claims of names being sexist.
That's
Well,
a
then.
confusing title.
Right?
Wait, hold on. Parasitic worms get sucked into gender bias.
Row amid claims of names being sexist.
For our Americans, row means fight,
Ye-
by the way,
Um,
or argument.
Scientists suggest sexism, nepotism, and cronyism is rife when it comes to naming new species of blood-sucking parasitic creatures.
Well, that's fitting.
Well, what now? The parasites are racist and sexist and shit? Is that what it's
Just
No,
their
the people
name.
naming them are.
Yeah. Team of scientists led by Robert Putlin scoured studies 8 journals published in 2000 and 2020. Around 2,900 species were discovered during that period, with 200 in 2007 alone. However, 596 species named after the Edmund scientists, only 111 or 19% recognized women.
Oh, fucking.
Yeah, 71 scientists honored Latin names, 2 or more species, only 8 were women. 8 scientists who lent their names, 6 or more species were men. We found constant gender bias among names after eminent scientists, with male scientists being immortalized disproportionately more frequently than female scientists. You know, I think the guys should be allowed to keep the tapeworms. I'm just saying that, like, I'm normally all about equal
They're
rights and all
named
that.
after the fuckers that discover them, you stupid assholes.
Yeah, problems with hypnotism, nepotism, and cronyism. Now, if there is cronyism, I'm not cool with that. But I mean, just no a tendency for
You're all in
tamping
favor
on
of
it.
nepotism, though.
Oh well, I am European.
Sure,
I am
for
European.
sure.
I am European. You know, like
Yes.
we have to keep up with traditions. I wouldn't have gotten my first job if
Yeah,
my ma
fine.
hadn't got me in. Photography new species after payment, member close family increased over the past 20 years. Regret naming
Traditions
species
are
after.
quite important, old chap.
Indeed, indeed. I mean, well, ew. I don't want to actually look at that. That's just icky.
Mhm.
I this is a nothing burger, but I'm waiting to see if someone like fucking the Quartering will make a video on this, you know.
But is it
You know he
a
will.
worm
You
patty
know he
burger?
will.
He will. Oh, you posted this, Krendar.
Yeah.
Bonga
We can
bonga
thank
spankum with butt spanking controls.
Oh my god.
we
What
can
the
thank
hell?
TJ and Paul for this. In fact,
Oh, nice. Is it an
I found this
actual?
through Deep Fat Fried.
I like how the exit button is a turd.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Bonga bongum. It is also known as spankum. Oh god, it has its own wiki page. Look at the faces.
I know, it's bizarre.
Well, it's
Oh,
Asia. What do you expect?
that reminds me of like the old game Constructor from like 1999 that had the really ugly sort of
Oh
characters.
yeah, hold on. Look at the description. A popular prank in Japan where the victim is spoke with 2 fingers in the anus whilst distracted.
Oh my god.
Ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend, gangster, mother-in-law, gold digger, prostitute, child molester, and con artist? What the? Oh, fuck me.
What the fucking what?
A small plastic trophy in the shape of a pile of feces.
Yeah. Actually, I misremembered. This was not from Deep Fat Fried. This was from Zero Punctuation.
Oh, God, okay.
Or I
Zero
should say,
punctuation. Wow.
a podcast that Yahtzee does, not technically Zero Punctuation.
It wouldn't be slightly
They're talking about
civil war.
weird game controllers.
Yeah. This is highly praised game at the Tokyo Game Show in April 2000. I'm sure it definitely made people talk. I don't
Well,
know
I mean,
about
Point out, and pardon the
listen,
pun.
like, look at all those people and their faces. Clearly, they got something up their ass.
The
Yeah,
guy looks like Gordon Ramsay.
kinda.
Right there in the corner.
But yeah, just to point out, and pardon the pun involved in saying that, but there was also a plastic finger controller so that you can poke the ass with it as well.
Yeah.
It's
Slapping
Gordon
it.
Ramsay when he finds like a raw piece of lamb.
Yeah. Is that him
Yeah.
yelling at somebody and calling them an idiot?
Kind of
sandwich?
looks like Han Solo's ass. It kind of does.
It looks
He's
like
got his
who's
boots.
ass?
Han Solo's.
Han Solo.
Han Solo.
He's got the Han Solo boots on anyway.
And the black trousers. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Harrison Horde.
Harrison Horde. Good old Harrison Horde.
Is that his porn name?
That's the gay porno spoof of Star Wars, Star Whores.
Star
Yeah.
Wars. Oh god.
It probably exists. I bet
guarantee, and Woodrock almost certainly made it. Here is our good friend Walter, who I expect to have on in the next few weeks. I just have to reach out to him. He was definitely up for round 2. He's going to talk about this.
Hey everyone, this is Walter here once again, and we're back with more stories that were posted to Reddit. In these videos, we cover relationships between people, whether they're romantic or not. They're usually from places like Reddit relationships or Am I the Asshole, but I'll probably use stories from anywhere else if I like them. Let's just get into it with relationship problems from Reddit. This story comes to us from Am I the Asshole, and I wrote 3 exclamation points after the title in my notes, so I guess I better cover it. Am I the asshole? 7 years ago, I, 45 female, lost my husband, daughter, and mother to a car accident. They were hit by a drunk driver that drove through a red light and killed all of them on impact. Their deaths greatly affected me, and if it weren't for my friends and years of therapy, I would be in a much lower place. I am very thankful for their support and have been able to process my grief properly. 2 years ago, I took a job offer that provided more benefits than my current one, and moved far away from my city to another. I travel back to occasionally meet up with friends and of course to visit my family's graves on their death anniversary. It is a 7-hour car ride, or around an hour by plane.
One good thing about Walter, because he talks so slow, I can actually I can speed him up a little bit.
I drove to avoid contact with people and stayed at my old house.
Oh, that does
This year I
help.
planned to do the same thing, but ran into an issue with my friend having her wedding in my old city. My friend Amy, 33 female, fake name, announced she was engaged last year to her boyfriend of 3 months. My friend group and I were quite shocked as we never even met him, nor did we know she was dating anyone as we usually tell each other, but nonetheless we congratulated her and were happy for her.
Okay.
They were supposed to have their wedding last year but couldn't due to
Engaged
COVID and
after 3
postponed it to
months?
this year.
Holy shit.
We are not in US by the way, and COVID cases are now less than 10 here in my country. We are allowed gatherings of less than 15 people, and that is what Amy decided to do for her wedding. About a week ago, Amy called me privately to tell me her plans for the wedding. She told me that she is having it on the same day of my family's death anniversary and would like me to not visit their graves and just attend the wedding instead. I was quite shocked that the wedding was planned that specific day, and questioned as to why she picked that day. Amy told me she just liked the number date and told me that I can't just gatekeep a certain day. Then I asked her why can't I go visit my family's grave. She told me that she doesn't want my sadness and grief to take the attention at her wedding.
What?
I was incredibly stunned at what she said. I know I am quite emotional, but I know how to compose myself and behave myself at certain events. Here's where I think I am the asshole. I told Amy that unfortunately I will not miss out on visiting my family's graves. I tried to ask for a compromise and told her if my emotions were that much of a problem, I'll attend their graves after the wedding is over. She said she wants my support for the entire day and dedicate it towards her, but she'll think about my offer. It's been a week and I have not heard from her. I feel like I should just go to the wedding to keep the peace as I owe it to her, especially after all the support and love she gave me after my family's death. But it still doesn't feel right that I just attend the wedding and forget about my family. Would I be an asshole if I told her I won't be attending the wedding at all if she hasn't reached a decision?
Now before what?
No,
Yeah.
no, she's a cunt. Yeah, screw
Yeah.
her.
Fuck that
What a
shit.
cunt.
No,
hell with
that's
her.
bullshit. That's pure bullshit.
There's really just
It
no words
is.
for this. I'm sure anyone hearing this realized there's some bullshit going on. Hello, Reddit. I want to start off by saying thank you to everyone who replied. I was not expecting my post to get this level of attention. I have read all of your comments, and thank you once again. I am in tears and became an emotional mess after reading your thoughtful responses. Thank you for the love and support. I have always felt as some sort of emotional burden to my friends, so thank you for your encouraging messages and telling me to keep my head up high. Even though we are all strangers on the internet, it sort of felt like I had gained new family. My heart goes out to the people who have messaged me privately of their experiences with losing their loved ones to drunk driving as well. Please know I have felt your pain. You are not alone in this, and I wish you all the love in the world. Now for the update. I did what some of you suggested and called my other friends to let them know what Amy had asked of me. They were quite livid and angry for me, as they had no idea what Amy was planning for the wedding. We arranged a Zoom call with her the next day to discuss why she is being so insensitive to me. Well, the call was quite the battle. It started off calm, then Amy just blew up. You guys were right when you said that Amy was jealous of the attention that I had received during the time of my family's death anniversary. Her wedding was a way to shift the attention towards her. She tried to explain to us that by having the wedding on that day, it will turn a negative situation into a positive one. When she realized she wasn't convincing enough, it felt as though a mask had fallen from her face and she started yelling and insulting me. She said that she is tired of having to play the supportive friend role and that it's been 7 years. I should just get over it by now or go join my family in the ground.
Jesus!
My friends lost their anger and called her every name in the book. I am honestly just shocked and disappointed at the person who used to be my friend. It breaks my heart knowing I lost another person in my life, but I guess you guys are right in the sense that she never really was a friend. I now look back at our friendship and realize it was often one-sided on my part. I wish it didn't take me so long to realize it. No one in our friend group of 6 people are going to her wedding now. We have decided to go no contact with Amy and block her on all social media. My friends have offered to go visit my family's graves together with me. I accepted and we are now planning to also make a scrapbook with my family's pictures. For once I am actually looking forward to this day and will start to plan more eventful activities like this.
Damn,
Thank you once
kind
again
of an
to everyone
upbeat
for helping me through
ending.
this. And please remember, do not drink and drive. I am begging you, please don't. Please drink responsibly and
Here's
drive
the
safely,
ironic
everyone.
thing. She said that she wanted to turn a negative day into a positive one, and she actually did.
Yeah.
Not in the way she meant to, but it happened.
Yep.
Yeah,
Not
no,
like it's new.
fuck her and everything she stands for. Like,
Yeah.
what a colossal bitch.
New to
Well,
see
that's
someone need
redundant,
attention.
Luca. Fuck her and everything she stands for. Apparently, the only thing she stands for is herself. So.
Yeah, fuck her.
This much in the stories I cover. My last video was about Two Worlds, and he was just out of control with his attention seeking.
Oh god, did I showed you the first part of Two Worlds. I don't think I showed you one of his personalities of Two Worlds where he calls him his sexual side the brute.
I don't remember this guy.
It's amazing that she was able to say any of this shit.
All right. Rather than watching this one and watch the other one, I'll find there it is, the brute. He'll give us a quick recap. You might remember, if not, maybe it was after you left and it was just Luna and me.
Probably. Also, something awful. That explains a lot.
Yeah, classic simple awful. Two Worlds. Two Worlds, No, you were there for this dude. He was very
I don't remember, but go ahead.
yeah.
Hey everyone, this is Walter, and I'm back here today with a subject
Hey,
I
Joe.
covered recently. If you haven't seen it yet, I'd recommend checking that out first. I'll link to it in the description. Two Worlds is an early-ish internet weirdo who stood out as particularly strange, even on Something Awful. Today we're going to be reading up on one of his 6 personas. So let's just begin with classic Something Awful, Two Worlds. Someone mentioned not knowing what a goon is in the comments for the last video, and that would be pretty important knowledge for watching this. A goon is just a member of Something Awful. The stereotype is that they're all virgin neckbeard types. So it's pretty unusual to see someone as obsessed with being a goon as Ariel is. Now, like I said, Two Worlds has 6 different personas. I'll explain them briefly. The Tempest is when he's angry. Mr. C is the persona of when he was a teacher. I guess he wasn't very good at it. The Party Man is who comes out every time he goes drinking with people or whatever. We'll hear more about him making an ass of himself at parties later, of course. The Saint is when he's being a good church boy. And the Puppet Master is him hilariously trying to convince everyone he's being made fun of on purpose. Sure, Ariel. But today we're mostly going to be talking about the incarnation of his lust, the Brute. He used to call it the Hulk, so let's look at an older example. I'd normally censor this information, but the post is from 15 years ago or so. Well, for most of my young adult porn-looking-at career, I've been particularly attracted to amateur teen sensation Tawny.
Porn-looking at career. I'm
Great phrase.
I am owed millions back pay. I should.
If you could rewind it to where the clouds were on.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
the goatee.
Just to confirm for you, Luca, yes, the clouds were doing a goatee.
Yes, and the reason why
No,
he meant.
That's not what I'm getting at.
Okay. Boop,
Okay, but it is still a fact.
Boop, 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 boop. I don't know actually.
It was later after that. I don't know.
Everyone is being made fun of on purpose. Sure, Ariel. But today we're mostly going to be.
No, that wouldn't be too far. Oh god.
It was before the Jonah Jameson thing.
Yeah. Okay. So
it wasn't that far back though, but we'll find it.
So it's pretty unusual to see someone as obsessed with being a goon as Ariel is. Now, like I said, Two Worlds has 6 different personas. I'll explain them briefly. The Tempest is when he's angry. Mr. C is the persona of when he was a teacher. I guess he wasn't very good at it. The Party Man is who comes out every time he goes drinking with people or whatever. Memes. We'll hear more about him making an ass of himself at parties later, of course. The Saint is
there.
But it looks like 2 hands reaching out.
Yeah. That's
what I said. It's the cloud is goatseeing itself.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you know the term, Luca?
I know the term goatsy. I just didn't think you meant like some fucking freaky ass like disembowelment crap.
No, I mean goatsy. The cloud is pulling its own asshole open.
Yeah. And you know why he?
You saw something completely different than I did then.
Yeah.
You saw something much different than what I did. I thought like the hand of God was reaching down and the hand, under his.
That the context for why he has it up on screen at all was because on his Facebook, even when he was a teacher, Two Worlds actually posted the goatee to his entire friend and work group on his main Facebook group. Yeah.
Is when he's being a good church boy. I'd normally censor this information, but the post is from 15 years ago or so. Well, for most of my young...
By identifying it by what it actually is.
Wait, that's how you destroy religion, everyone.
By showing it for what it really is.
Goatsy. Religion is just goatsy.
Career, I've been particularly attracted to amateur teen sensation Tawny Stone. Pick of said porn star.
I have to say, Tawny is a good name.
She was pretty much the first porn love of my burgeoning porn obsession, and after doing extensive research on this young actress, Wikipedia, I found out she pretty much started modeling it.
For sure.
Well, on the plus side now, she'd be like 50 years older, but at the time he would have been watching her when she was just starting out. So, I mean, look, barely legal. She was way more than barely legal for a while now.
At the same time that I also turned 18. She's been way more than barely legal for a while now, but I think some of the sets she's done have been up since like 6 or 7 years ago. I remember about a year ago I was browsing for whatever reason Wikipedia articles on porn stars and came across Tawny's. By some weird cyber miracle, some creepy guy had put like pages worth of personal information about her, such as her real name, where she was from, what high school she went to, how she began to model for Lightspeed Studios. Apparently she was discovered while she was waitressing at a local IHOP or something. Well, obviously, since Tawny wasn't a Pokemon or a Sith Lord or anything like that, Wikipedia didn't much like the idea of all that in-depth detailed personal information, so they purged that article. Then merged Tawny's article into just a general Lightspeed Studios article. Fast forward to last weekend and I've got insomnia on a Saturday night again. I'm also in a mood. I call it hulking out. And somehow I end up wanting to track down all that information. Somehow I ended up looking at the file changes for Tawny's article.
You're horny.
All I needed is just
That's
one
all
name,
it
her real
is.
name. I'm not going to post it because I'm not sure what the admins might think of that, but suffice to say her first name is not Tawny but Tammy.
What?
After I got just that name, all I needed was some smart Googling and eye
Newsflash.
detective work, and when the dust cleared
Porn
I had
stars
this
use
information.
fake names.
She's from a suburb of Chicago named Crystal Lake
Dude, go fuck yourself.
or something like that. She graduated from the
Wait, Crystal Lake?
Better not go. No, better not go to any camps.
Yeah,
Jason,
I mean,
Jason, you've been slacking, you
high school.
dumbass.
She now
Hell,
lives
it's
in
Friday the
Arizona,
13th.
probably because Steve Lightspeed is based out of Tucson. She has a brother named Michael, a year older than her. He lives near Chicago, works in real estate, and is kind of the party clubbing type, judging from his photo album.
Oh.
I found her brother's MySpace. Even though it was friends only, I found a cached version of it that showed his photos, etc. And what might be her own MySpace. But if it is, it's pretty much unused and friend only anyway. The more you know. I don't think her name is really a secret. Google told it to me instantly. But I do like how Ariel is talking about some creepy guy putting her information on Wikipedia, and then he does the exact same thing on his post. But it's not creepy this time? Yeah, so he has these brute attacks.
Good gift for creepy
Anyone else
people.
might just say they were feeling horny, but Ariel has to make a character out of it. Okay, this next post, like most of his, is extremely long and banal, so I'll be skipping most of it. Just keep that in mind. Joe's House, The Brute Unleashed, an aerial adventure. Rated M for mature. For someone else, for a normal person, it would be rather difficult to
just don't forget, he's writing this shit in something awful about himself.
discern what was on the TV screen as I walked in. It was mostly close-ups, with only a few girls' faces interspersed, with vague grimaces on their lips and a dead cold look in their eyes, more reminiscent of an embalming slab than the act of love. The lucky few who are uninitiated into this act, this industry would not easily recognize the swollen, fleshy Stygian caverns, the blunt serpentine objects hammering down constantly. And above all, those eyes. It was the eyes that got you in the end. You try not to look at the eyes, because if you do, their sorrow becomes yours. It was the final object of my undoing that night. It was Intimate Nighttime Confessions, number 9. One thing
Number
Joe's parties
9.
can never be accused of. Let no one accuse them of being constricted.
It
or
really
strict.
picked up
No, that
after
is not
number
Mr. and
6.
Mrs. Trioni. Considering they were pretty aware that all of us, including Joe, were drinking gin and juice down in the basement last night. Not to mention Joe's movie tastes, and the amount of stuff he's seen on film and all that. I guess you could say that while I have the internet, Joe has film. Both of us have good reasons to lose faith in humanity. We just get it from different media sources. Anyway, derail. Back to the porn. Even though I thought it was funny at first and I was having a good time, the more I watched it, the more it started becoming more and more pathetic to me. It started becoming depressing. The agonized, almost sardonic grimaces on the girls' faces as they shot the camera a glance from behind. The absurdity of it all. And most of all, those soulless stares. Behind those stares, there were once people, but now it didn't seem like there was anything at all. And yet at the same time, I could feel the brute being brought out more and more. Like a predator seeks out fresh kills, fresh meat. Like sharks sense blood being spilled in the water. The brute was
You had a chubby. That's all you had. It's not fucking art. It's you need to just think of baseball if you're in a public place, and if not, just deal with it as monkeys do. We are stupid.
What the fuck am I hearing?
We're hearing two worlds.
coming forth. I could feel him.
You're hearing
I
the
tried
something
to stop
awful
it, but the porn
forum.
had me transfixed. The brute had to come out somehow.
Or even by
I
something
said
awful, he was
things
he was
that
the
I would
Pope
not
of the
normally
rest.
say in public. Everyone there was freaked out that I was a bit too much into it. Everyone else was having fun. For me, it was feeding time.
Oh, for
He
God's
calls himself a
sake!
porn addict, but he seems to get depressed just by watching it. What a miserable life. I
Yeah.
should note that his
Yeah,
friends were all
no
aware of this
shit.
live journal. Probably most of them didn't read it because it's boring, but keep that in mind as I read this next
That was
part
a
about
good
the
white
brute.
knight image.
It wasn't the first time. Lately at the movie theater, I've been having what I call brute attacks. There are times when I'm just standing around at concession, and then I start looking at the girls I work with, and all of a sudden all I can think of is sexual stuff, like mentally undressing and thinking about porn and stuff like that. It's like the brute has found some way to hack into my brain, and it's like he sends me all these thoughts, these mental images. When I'm under these brute attacks, it's like all I can think of is sex and porn. Like the brute has taken control of my mind. I feel short of breath. My heart starts beating faster. The very act of trying to think about something else brings these images into my mind only faster. I don't know, maybe it's because the only time I've been able to interact with girls has been at the movie theater, but sometimes these brute attacks come on pretty strong. And when I saw Alicia Tuesday, that was one of those brute attacks. All I could think of was the deep red shade of lipstick she was wearing, the almost sheer
Is her name Alicia Tuesday, or did he see Alicia on Tuesday?
In which case, why is he capitalizing the T? Yeah.
Fabric of her
I think it's just literally he saw Alicia on Tuesday.
blouse, her stiletto heels on her boots. Even as I continued to set up for the next show, I felt the brute starting to take over. I tried to keep my mouth shut, of course. I didn't want anyone else to know, least of all Alicia, that I was starting to become attracted to her.
Shit back up.
And yet somehow, words still fell out of my mouth and I felt myself talking to Alicia. Hey, I never saw you wear makeup before. You look pretty good in it. So are those boots or are they high heels? You should try painting your nails sometime. Alicia, for her own part, was pretty oblivious. Fortunately. Somehow we got through the first show as people started piling in. We got swamped pretty badly. But after the show, the brute attack started coming on pretty intensely again. The images that the brute was sending me. The thoughts. You probably want to ask me if the brute ever actually does anything.
No, that's the beast.
No, not really. It kind of makes people uncomfortable, but that's about it.
Oh, God.
He was. Oh, God. I did not mean to.
What in God's name am I looking at here?
What's up with the pile of feet? The feet.
Ariel was probably the worst toward these two sisters he worked with, Shauna and Alicia. Different Alicia from the last one. Here's one such event with this Shauna.
Look at that image.
Why does it look like some
to.
fucked? Why does it look like some fucked up Attack on Titan thing? Like the fucking nipples
That's
and everything.
That's redundant, Luca.
That is fucking freaky as shit, dude. Like, no, absolutely not.
Oh, garbage pail.
At least they have the decency to black out the
images
nether regions, but my God, what the fuck is that imagery?
They're also it also kind of reminds you of some weird version of the Garbage Pail Kids.
Also, why does his nose look like a penis?
Well, reasons. What's Jesus saying up there? You can't be happy. Don't know, you have forsaken me and my father. You are going to, it's too late for you. You are going to hell. Why don't they love me? I don't know, buddy. Maybe because when you get turned on, you think it's called the brute.
As we entered, Shauna met us. I took one look at her and almost staggered back. I had forgotten how attractive she is to me. Also, my first thought was, did Shauna shrink? She did look shorter to me, at least at first. But her hair, her smile, the form-fitting pants she was wearing? Holy Hannah. I was having fun flirting with Alicia, but with Shauna, the flirting would not be just for pretend. For several nights the past few weeks, Shauna and I have talked to each other on AIM or on the phone for hours, talking about many things, from personal feelings to sex to our everyday lives. I felt closer to her than I had with any other girl before. I felt that she knew me more than I knew myself. I think, somewhere deep inside, I thought that this weekend something would happen, some silence between us would break. It was weird. Dressed the way she was, with the tight-fitting pants and with the bowling shoes, and with her hairstyle the way it was, and her short stature, she kinda reminded me of Miho, the assassin from Sin City. I guess this is because I had just read a Sin City graphic novel, Family Values, at the library previously. Deadly little Miho. I'm not 100% sure what he's doing when he talks about flirting with women. I know how I define flirting, but this guy's really weird. But I was not entertaining such thoughts as we sat down to eat at Denny's. I was in very high spirits.
This isn't stranger danger. This is well-known, established danger that should have been addressed, like, months prior.
He just used that fucking psychopath that took out a bunch of people in California.
Yeah, the Supreme Gentleman. I forget his name.
Yeah.
Spirits. I was with my friends, 2 girls that were my closest female friends in my life today, and also special. We ate and talked some more and flirted. When we headed home, Shauna drove me back to my car in the theater parking lot.
You flirted.
We said goodbye to each other, and I think as I drove back home and went to bed, I felt invincible.
Holy Hannah!
I felt as if I could do anything. Whenever I talk with Shauna, whenever I meet with her, I just feel so empowered, so energetic. It's like talking with her gives me a reason to put up with that crap that I put up with every day. Whenever she says something nice to me, something that I interpret to mean she thinks well of me, I feel that I can conquer anything life throws at me. Nothing can stop me. Now we time skip to the next day. Remember that Shauna is aware of this love journal and could read it if she wanted to. Meanwhile, I was trying to negotiate some sort of meeting that night with the sisters. Both of them were at their grandma's house, with their cousin Noah, watching the game, Alicia being the staunch Cards fan that she is. I got on the phone with Shauna, and
you guys
she told
don't
me that
know
Alicia
already,
was probably going to be going to bed after they got
subscribe to Walter. He has some great stuff.
To their parents' house on B Highway, and that she didn't want to hang out alone with me because she was afraid I'd think it was a date. Well, I was pretty crestfallen by that. That was not a good sign. That sort of shot the whole becoming closer to Shauna thing all to shit. But I still wanted to meet with her somehow, if only to say goodbye for the next month or so. So I asked her if I brought along Otto, would she meet us at Denny's? She agreed to that. Otto also agreed to that, so we would meet at 11 p.m. that night.
Ah, Denny's. They're
11
most
p.m. rolled
romantic of
around, and
places.
Shauna appeared at the door while we were waiting for her at the theater. I was still happy to see her, evidenced perhaps by my bounding to the door to let her in. But I was still pretty
Bounding.
hurt by what she said on the phone about
I got
not
a
wanting to
story to
meet
add
with
to
me
that.
alone. I mean, geez, that makes me sound like I'm, I don't know, like a child molester or something, like someone who's dangerous. It really
Why, is
made
she
me
a
feel
child?
shitty, and unfortunately it set the tone for the rest of the night. This is pretty painful. He's doing that whole best friend thing that nice guys try to do. He even just ran over to the door to open it for her. That's how deep in this he is. We're running out of time, so let's finish the story. I just wasn't feeling like it that night. I couldn't. Not when Shauna kept scooting farther and farther away from me, giving
Why
me looks
do
of
you-
stony-faced silence,
Why do
distancing
you
herself
think?
from me when I wanted to give her a hug. Geez, had I suddenly contracted leprosy and didn't know it? Was all of a sudden the creepy disease contagious?
Yes.
I don't know. I was just feeling shitty that night, and I guess it showed. Shauna kept telling me that I was acting all mopey and depressed, and she didn't like it when I acted like that. Well, I'm sorry. Sometimes I'm the comedian, sometimes I'm the funny guy, but sometimes I can cry too. I can't be Iron Man all the time. I can't be Superman all the time.
Sometimes the clown cries
I enjoy
inside.
spending time with Alicia and Shauna. I like flirting.
Who ever heard of a sad clown?
I like being funny around them. I like it when they laugh at me, when they appreciate me that way. It makes me feel good.
At you?
It makes me feel wanted, if
Yes,
not
they
loved.
do.
But last Saturday night, it was all gone. The only thing left was aerial angst. And when I angst, I remember. I tried to shut Otto up, tried to speak up, I tried to get Shauna's attention. At this point, he tells a random story about how he was going to kiss this girl when he was a small child, and it didn't end up happening. Let's just read the end. And I think there was some fark, I don't know, some moment. you know?
Bark. He literally said
Fark.
bark. Bark.
Fart.
I want to
Not
punch.
crack.
I want to punch this kid and then pick him up and go, no, no, no. And just keep saying no for about an hour and then shuffle him off to therapy.
Well,
How
he
you see
tells
in
you
movies
he's
where a
shit
boyfriend
anyways. Screw him.
and girlfriend kiss, and it's all sappy and romantic-like. But that never happened. My finger got smashed by a tree
Oh
root.
God, you know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of the cable guy. It's like he's watched TV all his life and he's never had a single social interaction. And he thinks that that's how like the world is. Media is just how the
Yeah.
world is. He doesn't know how normal people think and act because he's only ever seen it through a screen. It's really scary.
Yeah.
Actually,
laughing,
John Morgan summed it up perfectly. 2 girls, 1 creep.
Ha!
Perfect. Mm.
Well, we're being serious here. So, I mean, it's like something was supposed to happen, but it didn't. Things zigged instead of zagged. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder what was supposed to happen. I wonder what would happen if I went to school in St. James for the rest of my school career.
There's no supposed
If
to,
I went
you
out with my
moron.
honey. If we stayed at our house on V Highway. Something was supposed to happen, and it didn't.
Suppose.
I stopped talking, and both Otto and Shauna were silent for a second. You know something, Ariel? Said Shauna. You're probably the most unique person I've ever met.
Ooh.
I paused, then smiled slowly. You know what? That's probably the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me.
Oh,
Oh.
that's sad.
No.
That's
Also, I think I see some of the root of this guy's problems. His parents named their son Ariel.
yeah. You know, after watching this, Egghead, all those years I made fun of you for going after Ryby, I retract that. You were classy in comparison. Like, oh, we had to at least bring it up once. Just once.
2017 and 18 were weird times.
Yes, I was there. They were, but you know what?
We were there.
There's always a bigger fish, and here's one of them.
Well, here's what I'm interpreting from this, and that is like the way that Shauna is articulating. You know, you're probably the most unique person I've ever met. Like you're unique in the sense that like I've never encountered somebody like you, but also
Yeah,
at the
that-
same time there's that ellipses. I think that's what it's
Yes,
called.
that is a very meaningful pause.
Yeah.
There's a pause there where it's like I don't know what word to say, but I'm going to throw out unique to describe you, and that is to say, like I don't want to
Yeah.
be mean spirited or rude or anything like that, but I don't know how to describe you, so I'm just going to say you're unique. And he took it the wrong way because he thought it's like, oh, you think I'm special, you think I'm somebody,
Yeah.
you
Here's
know,
a
this
here's a tip for
dignified or
everybody.
something like that. No, that's not what she's conveying. What she's conveying is that she doesn't know what the hell to make of you right now because you're
Yeah,
just
quick tip
something
to everybody.
she's never encountered.
Unique is never a compliment.
No, it's not.
And the fact that he probably actually knew that too, and still said that's probably the nicest thing anyone ever said to me. How fucking sad of a life. Like
And
that
yeah,
is that's just tragic.
and yeah, like just he's like, that's the nicest thing anybody's ever said to me. And then he scoots closer to her. Like that's not saying that's not an invite to get closer to me. That's just me saying like, I don't fucking know how to describe you, dude. I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah.
what the fuck you are.
I scooted
And
closer in
that's
the
why
booth to
she
embrace her, but she flinched and drew
got
away.
away.
I went back to my spot at the far end of the booth, distant from Shauna. So yeah, really
I don't
shitty
know why she actually agreed to this in the first place. Clearly, she wasn't feeling
Yeah,
comfortable
me
with him.
neither.
night. I drove myself back home, I posted on the forums for a while, watched some music videos, felt sorry for myself. Wallowed in my own self-pity, went to bed. Well, there we go. This is how Nights with the Brute ends.
God damn
Very
it!
awkward, but not much else different. Well, anyway, that's about all the time I have for you today. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you liked the video, please give it a like.
I like how
If you
even
have
his
something to say about
cheeks are
Two
like
Worlds or the
saggy
content, let me
boobs.
hear it in the comments. I'd like to hear it.
He's a very strange. He's a very strange duck. I wonder where he is now. This is over a decade old. Like I often wonder about the old school like memes and
Maybe he got
and
help.
lolcows.
Maybe he got
Oh,
help.
that'll be nice. That I seriously do want people like say the Beast or someone like that to actually get help because especially if they're really young, they'll grow out of a lot of it, or they'll compound their bullshit and become like Jared basically. And you can do better in life than being Jared. Speaking of, we might as well have him at least for a little bit. We were talking about him.
Well, my thing with this guy is that it sounds like he's very socially awkward. He doesn't know how to interact with people or anything like that. And
Yeah.
when he brought up the thing where he noticed like certain females
Mm.
or women in general, like in his workplace or whatever, like I'm not going to speak for any of you, but I do sometimes do that. Like I will notice like that somebody looks attractive. I do notice them, but I'm not
Everyone
going to
does
stalk.
that to some degree.
Yeah, everyone does that to some degree. I'm not going to stalk them across the store or anything like that.
No.
I don't do that shit because I'm trying to get my job fucking done to make ends meet and whatnot. But at the same time, even if I was like if I was not having to pay my own bills and all that other stuff, I still wouldn't do that shit because I know they're just somebody going like the place I work at. It's a grocery store, like a better term. They're just there to buy like food, uh, whatever. They're just there to buy food. They're there to buy shit to get themselves out for the week or whatever. I'm not gonna fucking visually harass them by stalking them all through the store. Now, the exception, of course, was when this one fucking dude was like tripping out on I don't know what the hell he was on, but he was looking shady as shit. He was looking sus as fuck. I was about to call an emergency meeting on Among Us with him, but he was acting weird. He was acting a little fucking weird, and at the same time I didn't really approach him. I didn't really call him out or do anything like that because I'm like, he's not hurting anybody. He hasn't approached anybody or said anything weird to anybody, so I'll leave him be. Maybe he's just waiting on somebody. Who the fuck knows what's going on with this dude? I'm just gonna let him do his thing, but I will still keep an eye on him because I'm a visual learner. And like virtually every other employee that was working at that particular point in time noticed that, like, yeah, something's definitely going on with this guy. And he just walked out of the store, and the manager working at the time came out and was just like, "Hey, what was going on with that guy?" Because I had like I had two different employees come and tell me about this guy, and nothing happened. He just walked out, and it is what it is. But I
Yeah,
didn't
that's
do
not
or say anything because
no.
I was like, the dude's not harming anybody. So
That's not really comparable. Like he was basically Two Worlds was basically like ogling someone he knew or worked with or whatever, and you were worried that you might have like a shoplifter on your hands or maybe like a tweaker or
well,
both.
I couldn't give a fuck less if he was shoplifting, but if he was gonna hurt somebody, that's what
Yeah,
I
yeah, it was that's two different things. 'Cause I've worked in retail, and I always remember this one guy who walked in and he looked like shit and he smelt like shit, and he was just fondling some random stuff on a rack, and then he was kind of staring at out in the middle of nowhere. So I just, I asked someone to hold down the fort. I rushed in, told the manager. The manager came out and basically just made sure that he was going to buy something. And eventually, he just shuffled out because he didn't have any money in his pockets. And when he turned around, he had these horrible like pajama pants on anyway, which is already a bad sign because he's walking down the street in pajama pants, and there was a huge stain of brown all down the side of it. Like he was just he was gone at this point.
That makes me think of so there's this like this aisle area, and I know I interrupted you, Krindar, but there's this aisle area from like where you buy like some refreshments or whatever for like your you're on your way to work, you want to pop in, buy some drinks or whatever to like kind of kickstart your morning or whatever. From there all the way to the checkout aisle, which I want to say is like maybe 3 yards, just dirt everywhere. And I walked in and I said, "What the fuck is going on?" It looked like a dog just took a shit and dragged its ass all over the place, everywhere. Like, what the hell are you jokers doing? And the one fucking stalker like was like, "Yo, man, it's not our job. Like, I'm sorry that shit happened." And I'm like, I wanted to go on a fucking tirade with him, but I spared him the details. So I'm like, technically you're right. It's not your job to clean up after that shit. But oh well. Anyways.
Anyway, let's
sorry, I interrupted you.
No, I was just going,
Yeah.
No.
That's all.
So Egghead, you posted up a lot of Jared's stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't know this until we were about to go live, but his channel was taken down. Jared Genesis was back briefly and was on a bit of a tirade of trying to befriend everyone, and it didn't really work out in the long run. But the archive,
group.
a certain group of people who like wearing suits of animals, anthropomorphic, furry animals, if you will.
Which is funny because he's hitting on people that he has no idea what they look like.
There's nothing inherently wrong with that. But wait, hold on. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
But
this is the correct response to Jared Genesis. By the way. You're in the right place.
I'm single, ladies, not the most attractive guy or the wealthiest, but I have a heart of gold. Well, he's right about everything but the end of it.
Yeah.
Now, pushing up roses, I can't believe he was hitting on her because I am her premier simp. No one else takes that fucking title away from me. Blocked me for trying respectful Casanova.
That name sounds familiar.
She used to be years ago on Channel Awesome. She does her own stuff now. She's a very attractive goth, big red hair, or tons of tattoos, art, loves murder mysteries. Really, really, I really like her stuff. She will die 100% alone with her cat. She's been in a relationship for well over 10 years now, and also just goes out and just has a fun time. And she has cats. Well, she has one cat and a bird. And but like it just Jared just got so butthurt, rejected. But as you pointed out, Egghead, she wasn't the only one. Where's
also as Egghead pointed out, women are so lost.
Women are so women are so lost.
Me, man, me wants woman. Woman, reject me. Woman, not worthy to carry on gene pool. Me, find other woman.
All right, here's
just to add to the context. I don't know, you don't really know much about this guy. He also said that he would be perfectly happy to date an 8-year-old.
Oh yeah, I can actually show the actual video. Ben was posting up tons
he has said that in his own videos. He's proud of it.
Line them up, boys! Time to bash some shit in.
Age is like just. Oh, by the way, Cobes is a comic book. We'll be looking at that next week. We don't have enough.
Yes.
But we'll be looking at this. Hell yeah.
I love it.
Here we go.
I used to think of like Onion Boy in my Dark Souls shit because I respect the fuck out of the Onion Knight.
That Onion Boy is sweet. This
now
Onion Boy is not.
It's been tainted. God damn it.
Here we go.
It certainly has.
Age, I date anybody. It doesn't matter. I don't follow society's rules, and people think ill of me for that, but it doesn't matter to me. I never cared about what people think of me. That's why Chris calls me a pedo and all these funny names.
You got a creepy ass haircut, dude.
Even though
all these funny names.
So 12 is cool with you then? Really, you would date a 12-year-old?
He's really just.
What a
I don't think there's a word that can describe his level of sickness, but if you feel you have chemistry towards someone, like you connect in a spiritual way, then go for it.
Never trust spiritual.
14, 48, 99, whatever.
Red alerts! Red alerts! All hands battle station.
Doesn't matter, dude.
Oh yeah, he's also said he would
Sure,
date a
12 is cool with me.
1,000-year-old. I
That's
don't know how
great,
that
man.
works.
See, the funny thing about
Well, I mean, if he
adolescents
did a
is
vampire,
they've never
that's
sold
one
their
thing,
soul
but-
yet.
See, maybe we should introduce it to the lesbian vampire.
Oh, I know. Jared's ideal date is a 1,000-year-old vampire who became a vampire at age 8. So she looks like an 8-year-old. That's
Jesus
1,000.
fucking
Christ.
lo-
So
lolly.
you're talking about that fucking little girl that not Lestat, but
Yeah,
Brad
from Interview
Pitt's
with a
character
Vampire.
Yeah.
Also, this dude, like, if
So
I
they
can,
still
real
have
quick,
purity.
this dude needs to read the room and get the message, because clearly the people watching the stream, they are buying it. It's fucking like just like Ratio ain't buying it. Like, dude, read the fucking room and get the
He
message.
cannot read. He can never read a room ever.
Well,
And if
I
you
mean,
can
I know he
get
can't spell because he forgot what the difference between the plural for women is versus the singular for woman is.
Yeah.
young
Oh,
like
don't forget
that,
his spelling of
that's freaking
Casanova as
great.
well.
Oh.
You know, most of the time though, their parents probably wouldn't be cool with that, and that's understandable. But the funny thing is, a lot of parents are so stupid and they insult their own children.
Like yours.
Saying,
Oh.
Fuck you,
listen to his
dude.
thing.
date
Listen to
someone
his
younger
reasoning
because their
on
brain
this.
hasn't developed. Because basically, you know, it's like saying they're stupid. My kid's stupid, so I don't want them dating someone older because they're just gonna make stupid choices because they're dumb. What kind of piece of crap parents?
Yes,
says
kids
that?
are dumb. They will.
Oh, yes, I would, dude. I would date an 11-year-old, 9-year-old, doesn't matter. I look in the spiritual aspect of it. If I spiritually connect to someone,
I would love just to shave his head bald. Hold him down and just.
Isn't it
Yeah,
already
I
done
know.
now?
I know.
Yeah.
He's the worst. He's literally the worst.
Yes. That hair is awful, and his personality is even worse.
Here he is defending EDP. I don't think EDP was a bad guy. Probably just someone tired of being rejected by thoughts his own age. If you recall, EDP got caught out but in a catfishing where he thought he was going to be hitting on, he was going to be hooking up with teenage girls in
Yeah.
exchange for cupcakes.
Oh, I remember that shit. Oh my god.
Yeah. Abortion is wrong in all forms. The fact that we still can't see the show how little we have involved human species gets to believe 8-year-olds are all
As spices.
spices. I didn't notice that.
Spices.
Jesus
Spices.
Christ.
The spicy memes. The spicy memes.
No, listen, hold on, calm down, everybody. Who's just excited for that new 4X fucking Rune game, Dune game coming out?
Spices Wars.
Where's the boogie one?
Oh, I made that same mistake in your like brief stream there, Grinder. I called it Rune. I made the same goddamn mistake.
Yeah. I don't know why your brain's doing that from, but
I can't imagine it. It might not have to do anything with the FromSoft game that I'm currently let's playing. Fuck me. I don't know.
They're not talking about runes constantly in this super long game. Yeah.
I have to admit, this one is an insult because as we all know, this podcast is the worst podcast. So
yeah, come on, Jared, come on. I'm calling you out, guy. We are far worse than drunken peasants.
Yeah, come over.
And
Egghead can attest to that.
And this douchebag has clearly not watched what are they called, Pitch Perfect or some shit like that on YouTube. No, actually I'm not gonna look it up. But there's this group of like quote alpha males that like insult women and all this other shit. Like
he probably would find them really interesting and cool. He also has of course also a war with the guy who was the green Power Ranger. Because he went to his dojo and got his ass kicked back in the day. And he's I wanted to see that. There was no footage of it, but then he's like, yeah.
Probably didn't get recorded. But...
No, because you'd be recording a bunch of kids in a dojo. You know, like it's a bit weird.
Not only is he at war with the Green Power Ranger, but he's also at war with the Shift key on his keyboard because he cannot capitalize with shit.
I hope his time on Rumble, clearly the next big one is gonna
whatever
be
the
long.
fuck Rumble is. I've never heard of it until he said it.
The two people I was referring to, they're called Fresh and Fit. They're scumbags. They're crap. They're trash. Don't watch them. But thank you for letting me get that out.
Here, let's watch something a little bit more traditional as we begin to wind down the evening. our good friend at Ordinary Sausage. But before we continue, I will quickly remind you all that we have ourselves a stream goal. And if you wish to donate at any point during the night, it'll be divvied up after the show between Crendar and myself. And it'll help to get me a little bit closer towards New York, which is still off in January. But the faster we get it done, faster I can get that bloody graphics card for this so we can play some top tier games.
Nice.
And otherwise, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and check out the links down below for our guests and Discord and Twitter and all. Yeah,
I'm already excited by these fresh anchovies this guy has ready to serve us.
Yeah, let's hope they're fresh.
Folks,
No, they're not even
welcome
fresh.
back,
They're not even.
I guess.
What are you talking about? They're not fresh. It's just a 6-hour-old video.
That's a lot of anchovies, and that's a lot of olive oil. Now,
Oh
real
shit! It's
fans
still
of the
sped
show
up.
know-
It's still sped up. Bop.
Oh, let's speed this guy up.
No, this guy.
He sounded normal
It's
for a
just,
second.
it's so sped up. It's so sped up. Shit.
No,
He sounded normal for a second.
Egghead. Do you know who this guy is?
No, I do not.
Well, hey there, folks, and welcome
We've discovered
back,
him, and he's become a tradition for
I
our show.
guess.
He makes sausages out of all kinds of
There
weird
there
shit.
they are.
Today we're having
That's a lot of
anchovies sausage.
anchovies, and that's a lot of olive oil. Now, real fans of the show
That's a
know
lot
that
of
I've
olive
already
oil.
done a sardine sausage, so I'm not gonna do
Oh,
an entire anchovy sausage because that's probably just gonna be as gross as the entirely sardine sausage. So we're gonna mix this with pork. Oh, there's just so much olive oil everywhere. Like as soon as you open the can, it spills all over your hand. Like look at
Yep.
look at this.
I have the same problem with mackerel. I've got a bunch of mackerel in there of all
This
different
is-
types, and the sauce and the oil gets everywhere.
This is why he shouldn't be wearing his wedding ring while he's doing
Coming
this.
from.
He's gonna have to wash that later.
No, so I don't know if
it
any
smells
of you
like
have
Gary,
cooked beef,
Indiana.
but the amount
Never.
of fucking grease that comes out of beef,
Oh yeah.
it's ridiculous.
What a piece
Like-
of pork butt we got here. Not as frozen as I'd like it to be. We may gum up the grinder with some of this fat, but that's just the price you gotta pay. Really, you're buying olive oil and the anchovies are just a bonus.
Yeah. I'm so curious
Yeah,
if this is his
that
real
was a
voice
good
or not.
pour. Look
can't
at
be.
it. Listen.
I don't
Right?
think it is.
With all this olive oil, I'm pretty sure that the duty will shoot
No,
right
it's
through
Probably
definitely not.
not like this for real though.
Ah.
Oh no. Oh no.
You and me both, Grinder. You and me both.
Why am I getting flashbacks to Sweeney Todd here?
Oh,
You
Jesus
see what happens
Christ.
when the fat's not frozen enough? You end up with this thing.
It looks like, oh god, it looks like when Tyranids are coming out of like a maintenance tunnel in their millions, and they all clog each other up, and they're just heads going.
It's like
Yep.
me having a night of where I eat a shitload of
Now,
pasta
this
and
should be
suddenly
salty enough
things
with
are
all
not
the
coming out.
anchovies in there, so I'm just gonna hit it with a little bit of black pepper, maybe a lot of black pepper, and onion and garlic
wow.
powder.
Only uploaded only 6 hours ago. He's still on the toilet now. I'm calling it.
Like you
Yeah.
said, I'm gonna put a little bit of black pepper. I'm like, look, dude, it looks like you're dropping like a shitload of weed on that thing.
On my sausage, take on my sausage, take my sausage on, take.
Yeah, but remember,
on my
Luca,
Oh,
he's
he's
trying
like
to
me.
cover up the anchovies taste. So
True.
I kind of like anchovies.
I'm not
Jesus.
honestly.
That's how you do it.
But he's a lot like me, where you have to get every little scrap into the fucking thing.
Here's the
Mhm.
anchovy oil. Okay.
Anchovy
3,
oil.
2, 1. Split sausage.
I don't know why he does that, but
So he
it's
just takes things and make him into sausage. That's what he does, right? Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
That's the lion's
What in
share of
God's
the
name?
sausage.
That's an
meat.
intestine, my friend.
With special thanks to
That's how you make
today's Mark
sausage.
Boxalo artist, this guy. I ran out
Mark
of color,
Boxalo, I
so
like it.
I had to do it in black and white. But I'm getting more coloring. This Will It Blow is brought to you by HelloFresh.
All right, let's see. Can we do how?
That looks like it belongs on Bad Dragon. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And use code sausage16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 surprise gifts. That's HelloFresh.com. Code sausage16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 surprise gifts.
Does that include the
With
olive
the
oil?
music.
Bop.
Bop.
Oh. Well, shoot, we should be blowing on this thing. Not very impressive, but I'm gonna have to give that will it blow 2 Mark Ruffalo's. Here we go.
I love his scoring scheme. I don't know if he's ever explained why it's Mark Ruffalo's that there's point system, and I hope he never does.
That's gotta be pretty close to done. Why don't you and me head back to my place and open this up and see how we did? Well, it looks chock full of anchovies, but only tasting.
I mean, it does look good. I'll give him that.
Okay, here we go.
I'd eat it.
It's good, bordering on great. I think we put one too many cans of anchovies in here. It's a little salty, but flavor-wise, it's actually very good. If you like the taste of anchovies,
of course it's salty. You got packaged meat.
You're gonna love this sausage.
Yeah, but he was smart enough that when he was seasoning it, he didn't add any extra salt.
Yeah.
It's as easy as that. The anchovies work very well with the pork, I think.
Normally, like a meal like this, it's like, oh god, it tastes terrible. And this, it's rare, so they're like, oh, it's all right, it's actually good.
And I think it makes for a pretty tasty sausage.
What was the other one that turned out surprisingly good?
I'm gonna have to give
the cactus one was very good.
Well, the cactus one, but I was thinking also of the fuck, what's it called? The Marmite or whatever it was.
Yeah, the Vegemite. That's right.
This sausage here, a 4 out of 5.
Wow.
Bop,
I just noticed he's got a wedding band. He's married.
Oh yeah, Mrs. Sausage shows up and he torments her. It's brilliant. I love that. They've got a very healthy relationship. One more, just in case that we have a just in case we buy one where
deep fried McDouble.
Oh yes.
I have this leftover McDouble here, and I figured that we should deep fry it.
That looks terrible.
Better than tossing it in the old
It looks about how you buy it.
Flour going.
Yeah.
And a couple of eggs to make sure that the flour sticks.
Speaking of eggs, I've been having the urge to go and bake. I think I'm gonna go up to the shop later on today and get myself some eggs.
You know what? He sounds a lot like Peter Griffin from Family Guy.
Very bad version of Peter.
Let's see if
Kinda.
that's enough. Switch.
We know a much better Peter, though, don't we?
Yeah. Next time you're on, we'll show you, Peter.
We do have just a ton of oil left over from when we tried to deep fry bread. That's probably hot enough.
Reminds me of the Cobes meal that I made.
It looks like a disaster already.
Yeah.
It looks like a disaster already. No shit, Sherlock.
Deep fried boiled eggs, right?
Yeah.
It's certainly crispy. That's what I can say about it so far. Let's see, what it looks like on the inside.
Please, I've been to Scotland. This is a look.
Tasty.
It's
actually pretty good. It
Yeah.
still very much tastes like a McDouble. It's just got a little bit of extra crunch on the outside of it. For today, I feel confident giving this McDouble a 4 out of 5.
Again, another passable one. This is rare. And
That's not passable. That's actually pretty good.
I would say, no.
Passable would be 3.
Yeah, that's true. We have to find at least one that he's like, oh god, it's terrible. That would actually be good. The stirred steak. I don't know how that would be
wasabi?
bad.
The wasabi?
We already watched the wasabi, but if you want to watch it again, we can.
Baby food sausage.
Oh,
You gotta do one that you haven't watched before.
You're right, yeah.
Otherwise, it defeats the purpose of what you're trying to do.
Beef flavored baby food sauce.
Welcome back.
Also, did you watch the wasabi one on a Wasted Wednesday or something? Because I don't remember that one.
No, we watched it with. I watched it with Luna after you left.
Reach new lows or soared to new great heights.
How did it turn out, by the way?
Me, because I haven't the slightest
potent.
idea. Wow, is that gross?
Very potent.
Listen,
used too much?
Yeah, he used both the good stuff and the cheap stuff.
This is the same thing.
Oh, he's not gonna like this.
You think they would have colored
We got a winner already.
this a little bit so
I
that
think
it's
so.
not so gray looking. Looks like a nice gray duty. That's as much all baby food sausage that I'm
Hey, they
going to
didn't even need
try.
to use the grinder this time, though.
Take this.
No, the
put
turf's
it
my
in
cat.
Oh, okay,
here.
he's still
Now,
using
I'm
some meat.
fairly certain this is a bad idea to put this on while
It looks like Vaseline. It looks like
No.
Vaseline.
wrapped
Oh.
up in the corkscrew thing in there.
I'm gonna say like the
Oh.
turds my
should
cat
do
lay
it.
look more
It
appealing than
smells
that crap.
exactly like cat food. The baby food.
Why are
Let
we
me
talking
tell
about
you-
poop so much
Cut
today?
Now, let me tell you, my cat lays some
It kinda
nasty
looks
ass
like
fucking
hummus.
turds. Like, oh boy, she could stick up a whole room.
It's coming along. We're gonna play the game. What's inside the grinder?
Wheel of Fortune?
Almost as if I could see in the future. The baby food has wrapped around the corn.
Not gonna end well.
It's like pottery clay.
This is
Yeah.
not gonna end well at all.
Baby food here. A little bit more as the final touch. Add a little bit of salt and as much pepper as you can stand. That is some bland beef flavor in there. It
no shit
looks
there,
like
Sherlock.
suet. Oh, baby, I love the way you
I
make
flayed
sausages.
turds that look better than that, whatever the hell that is.
Here we go with the poop again.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Lou, what the
It
hell?
almost looks like Wagyu beef.
I'm just saying, it looks like the worst stuff I've ever seen.
You're not wrong, though.
Oh no, we're not denying it. It's just
Congratulations, you've given birth to an
looks
intestine.
tastier than I would have originally predicted.
I mean, you know what sausage casing is, right?
And special
Yeah, I
thanks to today's Mark Boxalo artist. And this
Oh,
Willow
no.
Blow is brought to you by Manscaped.
He's even got his mouth open for this one.
Oh god, he's sponsored by Manscaped. Shit.
he does well for himself. He's pretty big.
Oh no, I like
You
this
can
dude's
use my
content. It's just the shit that he makes is just
Oh,
blah.
look at that. Not quite a bullseye, but you know, that's pretty good. It's got some stickage to it.
Mark
I'm
lucked
gonna
out and
have
didn't
to
get it in
give
the
that
mouth.
Willow Blow to Mark Ruffalo.
Fuck, though. That was impressive.
This is gonna end badly for him.
Can't forget
Oh,
about
yes.
this.
Oh!
Oh, wow!
Oh.
Add more of that shit.
Look at it! Look at the way it kind of flops
It
out.
looks like
Remember-
a ti-
Remember, he made this one at the beginning. This is the one that's just baby food without the beef.
Oh no! Oh no!
It burst! It burst!
He's gonna get pliant. Oh, it's lost.
I'm pretty okay calling this sausage cooked. I gotta
Pants
figure
just
out how
got
to get a
ruined.
non-stick
Holy shit.
pan to work on.
He
this.
always ruins
Here's
his stuff.
the remnants of the all baby food sausage. I did try it on my finger, and it tastes like hot baby food. By
Oh,
all
no.
accounts,
Oh.
it appears to be cooked. We got that
Please don't let it be
big
good.
burst
Please don't let it
staring
be
Oh,
at
good.
us
no.
to remind me of what a failure
Surprising
this
5 out
sausage
of 5.
is. Here we go.
No.
To be honest with you, it's not that bad.
Oh, for God's
Oh,
sake!
Jesus Christ, dude.
Can I not have a break?
Like liverwurst.
It's not
pretty
that
good.
bad.
It's surprisingly good. It's not knock your socks off good. It's wow. That's really baby food in there? That's the kind of good that is. Not quite a 4, but it's not quite a 3 either. So I'm gonna split it between a 3 and a 4, and I'm gonna give this sausage here a 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah, 3.5.
Look, you need to go back to school for your basic math, my friend.
What the fuck?
And here's a funny fact for all of you is that I spent 12 years in the military having to do arithmetic, and I made it somehow.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, it explains a lot. I don't know if that's like an insult to the military or an insult to me, but
Just
hey, I made
teasing
it
it.
work.
It's all the secrets of its own juice. Yeah, Morty, I think if someone handed it to me and I took a bite out of it and were like, well, what do you think of it? I'm like, great, what's in it? It's baby food. I'd be like, ugh. And then I'd be like, but it's okay. I wouldn't have expected
Well, no,
it.
here's my problem with that. It's like if you eat something and it tastes good and they tell you that it's like it's dog food or whatever, it's like whatever. I'm gonna keep eating it because it tastes
Yeah,
good.
I would have been. I'd be surprised by it, but I wouldn't be. I wouldn't
Now
be
if
like,
they
ah.
now if they said it's like 1,000-year-old like cabbage and shit, and it's like, oh hey, this actually tastes pretty good. What's in it? It's like, oh, it's a cabbage that I preserved for 1,000 years. I'd be like, because I know that shit's gonna kill me.
I know. If if it was something like dog or cat, I'd be like, hey, you could have asked me first. I'm still gonna eat it.
I mean,
That's just rude.
technically,
Otherwise,
dog and cat food is edible for people. I mean, it's not intended to be, but
no.
we can eat it.
Yeah, it's usually a good sign that someone's running out of cash when they're turning to dog and cat food.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess we have enough time for Buff Corral then. To wrap us up.
Yeah.
Oh lordy.
Is that the,
Our
I was gonna
traditional
say, is that
show
the
ending.
dancer guy, Mr.
Yeah.
Tippity Toes?
That's our tradition. He dances us out
All
at the end
right,
of the show.
I'm gonna
Or
for
not
once.
Tippy
I'm
Toes,
gonna
but
I'm gonna
Tappy
veto
Toes.
it for once. Frozen.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Let
Yeah.
I
it go.
agree.
Let
No
it
argument here.
go.
Oh no. Oh
Normally we
It's gonna
let
be a train wreck.
the guests vote, and then I just kind of give over to consensus. But I saw that and I'm like, no, there will be no democracy today. But
This is a dictatorship.
anyway, before we turn him on and have our earbuds caressed
Wait,
by
you're
the,
gonna do what to him now?
we're gonna turn him on. We're gonna let him caress us as
I
he
mean,
gets turned on.
no.
That's gonna be
All right.
difficult to achieve, as he's clearly only ever turned on by his own images.
Oh, hence the Vaseline, hence the picture of himself, hence
Oh,
the
so
mirror.
Narcissus does exist, meaning the Greek Pathlon does exist. Okay.
I mean, what kind of guy would just sit there and record videos while he's standing in front of a picture of himself anyways, right, Egghead? We don't know anybody else like that, do we? Do we, Billy? Do we, Billy?
I like how he looked around like, hold on, do I have any pics of me up? Oh shit.
I don't have any pics of me. The only thing I
No,
have
no,
that
I was
picture.
I was referencing the fact that we both know of Billy the Fridge, who does it.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Oh, damn, my spine. Shit.
All right, before I turn him on, let's go and do the standard post shilling. I will start for once with myself. I've got nothing for tonight, but tomorrow and over the weekends I will be over. Oh yeah, I need to address this because it is in the title. From here on out, all the gaming is going to be on Twitch. Because of what happened on Wednesday, I do not trust YouTube anymore. No, we're still going to do the podcast. I'm still going to do the viewing stuff on here for now. We're going to see what the next few months are going to hold. I might start sampling shit over on Twitch, and I might start doing, say, 3 drinks minimum over on Twitch. We'll see about that. But yeah, YouTube kind of screwed the pooch on this one. I can't fucking take them seriously after what they did. So
Okay. I'll DM you for the deets on that.
I'm
curious.
Yeah, absolutely. Otherwise, we'd be here all evening. We're already kind of pushing the end of the evening anyway. But beyond that, gaming, Dragon Age 2, Saturday and Sunday. I don't know what time. Probably late in the evening because I know most people who'd want to watch me would probably be in the States. So try to get them. And beyond that, but this time next week we have John Morgan, and I'm gonna try to wrangle up someone else. Don't know yet. But also this Wednesday, Raisin Girl is going to come back, and we are actually going to this time do a 3 drinks minimum. So it might be on Twitch, it might be here. Most likely it'll be on here for now because it's so short notice. But we'll see. All right, Krendar, you're up. What you got planned?
Well, tonight I'm going to try to finish up this cute little indie game that's called Tunic, which has been surprisingly both adorable and actually pretty difficult. So I've been calling it Zelda Souls because it plays mostly like a Zelda game, but the combat is a little bit soulsy.
I can vouch for that.
Interesting mix of things. So that's in 2 hours. That stream starts in 2 hours.
Awesome. Devil Luca Jigs Blight person.
You. Whatever the fuck your name is this month, What do you
Yeah.
got going on? I get it. So no, I've been uploading Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I'm on Mass Effect 3 right now. I just got to the point where you cure the genophage. I'll avoid spoilers for those that haven't played Mass Effect. And then I'm also uploading Elden Ring, and I just got done with the fight with Marge, aka Margit, right before you go into Stormvale. And yeah, Grindar saw the thumbnail I was going to put for that one, and it involves Marge Simpson with horns coming out of her hair and all kinds of weird shit going on with her.
The
And
giant glowing
yeah,
axe. Yeah.
and I am almost 20 videos in. I'll probably get one more in before I hop over to watch Grindar play Tunic. I'm assuming he's going to finish it tonight. But that's what I've been up to.
Trying for it.
Trying for it, yeah.
All right.
Oh, and my channel is DevilJinx on YouTube. I know I change it like once a month, but it is what it is.
It's in the doobly
Okay,
doo down there.
not as bad as Lev. He changes his Discord name multiple times a month.
Asterio started
once a
something.
week.
Asterio started something, and I was like, this is a great gimmick for ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. But it has to come naturally. The name has to pop in my Skull Unit, and I'll be like, oh, of course. This week I'll be known as Skull Unit. That's what it's gonna be this week. It's gonna be Skull Unit.
Oh no.
Well, my thing is,
I
I've
will
been
lament
trying
the
to
loss
find.
of Shampoo Witch.
What?
I mean, my thing is, I've been trying to find my identity, but I think DevilJinx is what's gonna stick. Like, it's
Okay.
gonna stick.
Well,
I'll prove it to you all.
Yeah.
I will prove it to you all.
Yeah. We'll have you back on in a month or two, and you're going to be known as, I know, Behemoth Rising or something like that.
Maybe.
The Brute.
Maybe.
The Brute.
The Brute.
You
No,
never know.
yeah. Oh, now,
The
now,
Brute.
now,
The Brute.
should I be the Brute or should I be the Skull Unit? Oh,
No, I'm gonna be the cause.
Brute
No, no,
Unit.
no,
Brute Unit.
I'm gonna
Okay,
be-
that's a good friend.
No. I'm gonna be the cause of the Brute because the reason why he's not being able to bang all those chickens is because I've been the one knocking them up anyway. So.
Oh, you're
Oh.
two cooks.
Two cooks, one spoon.
All right.
Shit.
Egghead, my dude, thank you so much for showing up here. We're really glad we got you on. What do you have in the near future?
Well, I'm going to be keeping a close eye on the whole Roe v. Wade situation. Apparently,
Yeah.
this is what I just heard recently. Apparently, they're going to be making a final opinions on Monday. So it could be happening on Monday that it could possibly get overturned. I don't know. But whatever it is, I'll definitely be making a video on that. I'm also on TikTok. Lovely. And I'm always like sharing my videos from TikTok to YouTube. Yeah, love the interesting times that we're living in right now.
Yeah. That's one
Yeah.
way to put it.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about
Absolutely.
that tonight, but I have been watching it the same as everyone else, and it is just a tragedy. Not just that, it's been a giant rallying call for the most extreme right wingers in politics to throw out ideas like banning condoms or IUDs.
Yep.
So
And it looks
That
like they
is
could be,
insane.
and it looks like they could be
we didn't even
making
talk
their
about
final opinions on Monday.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about the baby formula thing. It happened at the same time as there's a massive
Yeah.
baby formula shortage in America.
I've seen shit going on about that because,
Weird.
and it is tied into the whole fucking abortion thing, in which, by the way, I think it's fucking stupid. They should not overturn Roe v. Wade. Absolutely motherfucking.
I think we're all in agreement here.
Yep, it's gonna get, basically it's gonna say, oh, 14th Amendment and the amendment that basically says you have a right to your bodily autonomy. We don't really need those anymore.
I guess not.
Well,
But what's this weird shit about banning condoms? Like, what possible basis could they have for that shit?
That's probably some bullshit that the Catholics are
religious, yeah, it's gonna be on some religious grounds, probably like moral degeneracy or some shit like that.
Which is why there's no way that's gonna pass, unless of course we're just getting
absolutely.
even deeper into clown world than ever.
No, yeah, I think at least on maybe some state levels, because there's some parts of like former like really conservative Christian states where it's like a dry state where they can't drink alcohol, and then you go over to
Yeah, they're gonna want to. Like, ever heard of separation of church and state, assholes?
Oh no, yeah, the rank people, like the rank majority people, don't want any of this, but the people at the top, because of the fucking electoral college and the like, and the weird states laws things, which I think are a fucking joke, it just creates this sort of separation of reality. Like politicians are their own separate race at this point, making plans for the
Basically.
regular people. No, they're not. They don't talk
Yeah.
to the regular people, because if they did,
Well,
they'd be like,
my,
"Oh,
my,
wait, I don't want this."
my thing is that laws should always be made and created objectively, not based on subjectivity, which would put into perspective from religion, which, personal beliefs, whatever. Your personal beliefs do not fucking matter when it comes to the law. It should be for the greater good of society, of the population,
Dude,
of everybody else in general.
dude, dude,
And
dude, do we live in
wh-
Shudland? Because we don't live in Shudland. We've never lived in Shudland. This
Sadly.
is yeah, like absolutely agree with you. But here's the thing: the SCOTUS has always been a political creature. Every single
oh, yeah.
Democrat leaning judge will always vote a Democratic way, and always a Republican will vote a Republican way. Even if it doesn't seem that way at first, there's always a twist to it in their minds, because they're people. They're not these magical robots that come down and go, "I will only speak the true." You know, like no, they're being they're being brought
Well, they're
into,
bought out. That's the
yeah.
problem.
And these ones were brought in by Trump. Even though Trump's gone, we got to wait until they retire, get impeached
Well,
themselves, or die, and then you might get replaced. But at that point, the damage will be done. The law will be passed. You'll have to redo the laws, and there's no guarantee that they'll get rescinded. Like Roe v. Wade might get brought back one day, but is it going to happen tomorrow? No. In fact, ladies, start asking yourself: is anyone willing to take you for hiking trips up to Canada? Start asking yourself that, because a lot of people are willing to do that. A lot of
well,
willing.
what a lot of these fucking like I get the concept of pro life. I get it. I fucking get it. But when it comes to these lawmakers who are trying to push this shit, they're like, "Oh yeah, I went and I put a ballot forward that's going to defend unborn children and blah 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 blah." But when they're born, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, well now they're part of the system. Now they got to
Yeah.
contribute. They got a social security number attached to them. They got to fucking pay up.
It's George Carlin.
problem.
Yeah.
George Carlin pretty much said it best. You're preborn, you're fine. You're pre-K, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He's
And
100% correct.
and you know why? Because they need soldiers to march off to war. And vote.
They want unborn babies so they can raise dead soldiers.
I can name two bands off the top of my head that made songs about that. And that's Butcher Babies, no pun intended, and OTEP. Both of them have made songs about how they are that a lot of these right-wing politicians create babies so that they can go march off to these little wars for these oil companies and the military-industrial complex, and both of them suck ass. So it is
Well,
what it is.
look,
But
we could be at this all day, but we should have this
yeah,
a whole episode on this. But we're literally at the end of it. So let's lift our spirits with the siren of the deep, known as Buff Corell,
Siren of the Deep.
Buffius Corellius. You know.
Oh no.
Yo, what's poppin'? It's your boy Buff Crab, baby. Back him up at their levels. We back in tough for your boy.
Always put subtitles on.
3, 3, 1, 5, 5. Count it up, count it down, count it up.
Pause it real quick.
Just to see how confused they get too.
All I heard was, "It's your boy." That's all I
Yeah,
heard.
that's Buff.
You heard him accurately then. Yes, that's what he said. Over the years, he's been losing his ability to speak.
Anyways, tonight we're gonna do "Let It Go" by Frozen on the 1 and 2. I think that's right.
Like by the popular band Frozen.
Let's go, ready, set, go. Let's go.
Look at his face.
I'm here.
No.
Yeah.
He's a good
God.
dancer, but he can't sing for shit.
That sums him up as a human
You're
being.
a hoe. You're a hoe.
No clothes by not available.
Girl, you always have to be concealed. Don't fear, don't let them know.
Sounds like an angel.
But now they know.
Yeah, Lucifer.
Let it go. Let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Let it go. Let it go. Turn away.
You.
No.
Let it go.
I don't care what they're going to say. The storm will rage on. The coldness
What the
of the
fuck was?
This is everything I was hoping it would be.
It's funny how some
Anyway, music.
makes everything seem small, and the fears that once
Good.
controlled me can't get to me at all. It's time to see what I can do. To test
God, no.
right through. No
I mean,
right,
wouldn't you?
no wrong, no rules for me.
I would get off my own voice. Hell, I hate hearing my voice.
Let it go. Let it go.
Go.
That's because you're not Buff Burrell.
Let it go. Let it go.
Oh my god, I mean, the footwork is really goddamn good, but the singing is dog shit.
Impressive footwork, but it didn't really fit the music very well.
No, it did, but it was still good.
Rage on.
Christ almighty.
My power flurries through the air into the ground.
Applause.
Still each your
Why
heart
was
out.
that not say applause?
Frozen fractals all around it.
Oh, God.
From
hell?
crystallizes like an icy blast. I'm never going back. The past is in the past.
He's really fucking this one up.
Go.
It's actually
Let it go.
it's been a while since the subtitles last tried anything. Singing.
They just say music. Just music.
I like how Ombre just said let it. He just stopped there.
Oh no, is he gonna belt it out at the end?
I hope so.
Oh, we did.
He
did.
never bother me anyway. Hey, hey.
The very last lines were actually the best shit that he's
Oh,
ever
did
done.
you hear like Disney
What the
radio?
hell?
Did you hear Disney radio playing that right at the
I
end
did.
for more videos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adina Menzel, eat your heart out, Adina.
Yeah.
Luca, it may have been the best part of this one, but I guarantee you, to this date, the best thing he has ever done, hilariously, is still WAP.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
He actually sang that one pretty well, strangely enough.
Whap, whap, whap.
All right, everyone.
He does a good song about
Oh my god.
and moistened kitty cats.
In
Jesus Christ.
in moistened. There's something to it. I hope you all have an moistened night, and we'll see you all again soon. Bye, everyone.
Join me for my stream tonight, and you will definitely be moistened.